Fingers crossed. All right. Are you guys ready to get started?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Let's get started in 3,
Go down here.
2, 1. Welcome to a brand new episode of That Video Game Podcast, aka TVGP. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpear.
Hello.
And the Nymph.
Hello.
Before we get into this, let's do just a real quick plug for our Patreon page, patreon.com/e1m1 or e1m1.cash.
Ones are numbers.
$5 a month tier is the recommended one. Anything above and beyond that is greatly appreciated. Early access, exclusive uncensored stuff, bunch of really great stuff over there. Please go check it out. I highly recommend it, not just because I'm like the guy that's uploading everything, but it's all that stuff over there is really great. Highly recommend it. We are gonna have a special episode. Like years past, times of yore, we're going to do a not E3 episode here. If you've been listening to the show for a while, you'll probably recognize the format here. We're not talking about what you've been playing. We're not talking about releases. It's all just not E3 2026. I know a lot of people are calling this like Summer Games Fest, even though it's not just that, and it's the other things surrounding it. I'm not going to be calling it.
Let's not give Keeley more.
Yeah, like don't give Keeley any more power over the industry than he already has. He already has too much. So like, you're just going to call it not E3 because it's basically E3 just without the ESA screwing everything up. So that's what we're going to call it.
Really quick, just before we get into the meat and veg of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Nymph, why is your Twitch tag say IRL on it, bro? Like, are you showing off that you touched grass or something?
No, at some point that just changed. I don't know.
Twitch
why,
badges
and
are
I
incredibly confusing. Like, I don't...
Yeah, apparently...
Okay.
Yeah, that is the win outside one. I have like a ton of them.
Yeah.
Because I've got the
yours is water slug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird.
What does that mean?
Subnautica 2. It's
okay.
slug.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know how or why I have the IRL one. I just do.
So we're going to be going through a bunch of these showcases. We're going to go through them in chronological order over the past week. Starting with the Sony one, ending with the Xbox one. We're going to be covering the highlights. We're not going to be covering everything. So if we miss your favorite thing or your game of the show or whatever, I sincerely apologize. There's just too much. I do not want to be here for like 7 more hours dissecting each and every one of these.
You already watched the 4-hour stream.
Exactly.
Did you put the Xbox One in here? Because I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's all the way at the bottom. I just put links in a little bit ago. All right, well, let's get started here with Sony's State of Play. Nope, that's the wrong button. There we go. Sony's State of Play. They started
Picking up the pixels with Wolverine.
That's right. Pick up Pixels, the famous RPG Wolverine. They started with Insomniac Games as Wolverine, and a like 7.5 minute showcase here, which took a bunch of gameplay stuff and movement stuff and cutscene stuff and all of that.
So,
yeah,
I have got flack for saying this on one of our other shows, Game Club specifically. But this feels like a Sony-ass Sony game where it's a third-person perspective, Uncharted,
Horizon,
the Virus one, Horizon. It's the same game over and over again, except this one has Wolverine, who cleans himself with the power of magic.
So here's the thing. I have an unpopular take on this game. This is my biggest disappointment of any of these shows. Because I think when you look at the Spider-Man games, I want those games to look like real life. Because their version of Manhattan is an important part of Spider-Man. And I think making that look like real life, I think, is an important part of making Spider-Man believable and making those games look cool. What I want in Wolverine is the polar opposite of that. I want this like thick line, like almost what you see in like
Could
Marvel.
have made this like the animated show.
No, I want it to go way further. Like I want it
Oh, you want
past
Okami style?
more. I want it like past Marvel Tokon of like I want this to look like the maximalist version of an animated comic book. Like I want it to go all the way like into comic stylings. I want it to be so far from realism that it feels like comics. Like that's what I want you to use the power of these consoles for, isn't to say like, look, Wolverine looks like a real dude. I don't want that's boring. Like I don't want that. I want you to make this cool big like hyper violent comic book. Instead, you just made like another hyper violent, like Moon said, third person character action game. Whoopity doo. Like I've been playing those since the PS3. Like I don't like, can we do something interesting with the tech or the power of these consoles or any of this stuff other than it's a third person over the shoulder action game? Yay. You know, like I'm pretty disappointed in this overall. And
for a really good potential version of this, check out, I think it was in SGF later on. Oh no, it was in the Sony one. No, it was in SGF. We'll talk about it when we get to SGF.
Okay. But yeah, I wanted more out of Insomniac, and I wanted more out of this game, and I'm not surprised. I'm sure people would be snarky and say like, "Oh, so you're surprised that they're making?" No, I'm not surprised they're making this game. I'm just disappointed.
No, it's exactly what I expected, which is the problem.
Exactly. Like we should be having more cool stuff. We can make cool comic book stuff. You just aren't, and it's just such a missed opportunity. It's such a bummer, and I think it's a real whiff. And I hope
the really funny thing is Blade has the chance to show them how it's done.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
haven't seen if Blade's got any announcements, but I hope it looks the way it's supposed to look.
Who was making Blade? I don't remember.
It's the Arcane devs, I believe.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, no announcements this year, but maybe once the dust has settled on Wolverine, maybe that'll be the next thing. Or the Marvel. What's the Marvel one with the year in it that I think
it's
is it the Hydra one?
Yeah,
it's Hydra 1943 or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, maybe that'll be like next. Maybe Blade will come someday. Hopefully.
Yep. You know what my two kind of disappointments are with this?
Sure.
And they're kind of joking. I don't like how every time they're like, okay, yeah, we're going to show gameplay footage. It's like, all right, cool. But then you see all these systems and you're like, okay, now I want you to hit the pause menu.
Right.
And I want to see what the systems are. Like, what's the skill tree look like? What is, all this other stuff? How do you do the healing? My other thing is I was kind of really disappointed that they're like, oh, yeah, this is going to be like a really violent and feral Wolverine. I'm like, oh, sweet, they're going to do Short King. No, he's the same height as everybody in this game. Like, why are we not doing Short King? That is the feral, wild Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. I hope it comes out, and I hope it's good. Like, I don't want this game to fail. Yeah.
I'm still going to check it out just because, like, so far Insomniac Games, as much as we complain about it, it's kind of like, I don't want to think about, like, same thing with Spider-Man and stuff like that. I don't want to think about this. I just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
And, oh, look, I just collected 50 things web-slinging halfway across Manhattan.
Right. I just, watching this stuff and seeing this gameplay has cemented for me that I won't be checking this out. And it also cements for me, they really need to make another Ratchet and Clank game. It has been way too long, and there hasn't been a brand new one since Rift Apart, and that was a good long time ago. But you got that Marvel license, you got to use it, I guess. We'll all learn from Fox Pictures. Yeah. All right, let's move to our next one, Rayman Legends Retold, coming out October 1st.
So excited.
This is a full remake of that Rayman game, which was genuinely incredible.
Really good game.
Yeah, this is something that it's been rumored here for a little bit, but it's one of those things of like, yeah, sure, okay, they're gonna make a new, remake a Rayman game, sure thing, but man, this game was something special, and to see them doing a completely new version of this and it looking ludicrously good, gives me a lot of hope. I think that looks so good. And if you haven't played this game before,
it's a really good excuse to play Legends, which is a genuinely phenomenal game. And
I bet if you played Legends today, I'm going to assume that this new version probably... I'm assuming it's going to be like a one-to-one remake, but it's probably going to have a bunch of additional stuff in it, I suspect. Even if it doesn't, that's okay, because this game was great.
So there's probably some quality of life stuff that we're not
exactly
thinking about. At the time, it was fine, but...
Right. Yeah, so I think this looks really great. So Rayman Legends was great. I think this is going to be great. So check this out. October 1st. Next up, Kumuri. This is from Akumi Nakamura's studio, Unseen. This is the first game she worked on. Ghostwire
Ghostwire.
Yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo. I think that was her big kind of debut as the art director of Ghostwire, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she was like second in command to the guy who ran the studio.
Right. And she split off to do Unseen after she worked on something after Ghostwire, and I forget what. But this
looks incredible.
Yeah, this is her studio's. I wasn't really super interested in this when I kind of caught half the trailer at the beginning, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, it's fine. And then she comes out on the video, and I was like, okay, let me rewind. I got it. Hold on, I want to. I was taking a look at this, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this looks like a game that a studio she's the head of would make. Like, easily one of the most stylish games that I have seen in a really long time.
And it looks like a spiritual successor to Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah.
Like, it's got a similar vibe, similar feel, but it looks so stylish in comparison.
Yeah. And they're billing it as like a co-op yokai hunting game with up to 3 players here. And that looks cool, like running around on buildings, throwing around magic, stuff like that, playing with your friends. Like, I think that could be really neat. So that's Kumuri. There's a subtitle on it. Hunt the Unseen is the subtitle. If you haven't watched the trailer on this, highly recommend this one. This one's just got style for days, in the way that you can see is kind of like the natural extension of what they were doing at the previous studio here. I don't think that has a release window at the moment, though.
I don't remember.
2027.
No, I don't think so.
So it's just coming out next year sometime.
A year, and that's it. Which can be changed at any point in time.
True.
Hopefully, because you guys will see a theme of this as we continue, this isn't a February release. Because
right. Try not to be in the February 2027 window. That would be great. Next game here is Phantom Blade Zero. Is coming out. I don't have a window here either.
2027, 2026, and something like that.
I feel like it could either be September 2026 or February 2027. That's you guess one of those. You're probably going to be right. Not a lot to say here. I'm just kind of happy that they're making another Phantom Blade, because I think that first one did fairly well, but felt like it was kind of an underrated gem. So to see them do another one here, I think is very exciting. Nimp, did you play Phantom Blade? I don't remember.
I have not played Phantom Blade.
Okay.
It's one of those things where I need to get to it, but every time I see Zero, it keeps looking better and better.
Yeah. Yeah. So summer, full trailer and pre-order launch summer of 2026. So that'll be coming out next year. Next up is Silent Hill Townfall, which is a game I keep forgetting that they're in development. They showed it a little while ago, but I feel like it came out
I think it's because we forgot that because it's Konami, and Konami were
Right.
like, yeah, if you want to use our licenses, just reach out. And so many people loved Silent Hill.
Yeah.
They're not going to give you Metal Gear, but they'll give you Silent Hill, and you can do what you want in Silent Hill. Not a problem at all.
Well, and I think they
Yeah.
had announced it around the time that they had announced the release date for F, if I remember correctly. And everyone's like, okay, cool, you're making this other one. That's great. Look at this thing, though. Like, look at what F has got. And that kind of, like, stole the show for quite a while. But this looks like it's
I
coming.
like the way this thing looks. It looks
yeah.
really cool.
It looks really cool. It's coming out September 24th, which, you know, in September. But yeah, there's this kind of, like, 90s style to it, but this kind of almost trapped in time sort of nature of this. I think this looks really cool. Like,
And it's also set in England, I believe. I think it's set in a sleepy town in England.
that's great. We do more of that, please, instead of a sleepy town in
Yeah.
Maine. Like, we've read Stephen King.
Yeah.
Like, we can put stuff in other areas.
Let me
It's
tell
really-
you, England has plenty of sleepy towns for you to set stuff in.
That's right, and they all have
Well,
fun names too.
It's really funny because that was one of the criticisms a lot of people had with Silent Hill F was, oh, it doesn't actually take place in Silent Hill in America. It takes place in Japan. And so if this one takes place in the UK, because I haven't really paid attention to it, it's like, oh, that's probably going to be something we're going to start seeing again. It's like, oh, it's not a true Silent Hill game because it's not in Silent
No,
Hill.
people will complain about anything. Well, let's wait until we get to the end of this
Exactly.
section
Yeah.
to talk about that one.
Yeah. So this seems really cool. It's coming out September 24th. I'm very curious to see how that's going to review, especially after F did really, really well. I feel like they can, if Konami plays their cards right, like Moon said, it can be this thing of like, this is an Annapurna published game. You want to make a cool Silent Hill game? Knock yourself out. Here's the license. Kind of do whatever you want to do. Make a spooky thing, though. Like, that's the only real requirement. I think that's really cool.
Silent Hill Tactics, let's go.
That's right. Oh man, I would play that.
They are heading down the 40k path real quick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep, exactly.
You got a quarter and a sandwich? You want to make a Silent Hill game? Here
That's
you
right.
go.
Yeah, you want to make a Silent Hill game, kind of bum a cig off you? Like, let's do it. Next game here, and second to last one we have to talk about is Until Dawn 2, which seems to have kind of a confusing background behind it. Moon, I feel like you know the most about the studio behind 2. What's the deal here?
Yeah, so I posted this in the Discord because I had to do some research because somebody, I think it was Janet Garcia on Blue Sky, pointed out that it's Until Dawn 2, but it's not made by the same people who made the original.
It's
Until
not by
Dawn.
Supermassive. It's made by Fire
Correct.
Sprite, it said.
By Fire Sprite
Yeah.
Studios. And I'm assuming that's because Sony probably owns the Until Dawn name, would be my guess, based on the
I think
the
so,
first release.
because I think Sony Pictures put out the Until Dawn movie, because
Movie,
I
yes.
think they own the trademark.
And
or
I think the
whatever.
reason Supermassive went away from like that is because and they did like the Dark Pictures franchises because they could do multi-platform,
Right.
they had control over it, they could do what they wanted. So Sony probably came to them with this and said, "Hey, you want to do an Until Dawn 2?" And they probably said, "Nah, thanks, we're good. We'll make
Yeah.
you multi-platform money." Is my
Exactly.
theory. But Fire Sprite is a studio that started after Sony closed Studio Liverpool, which was the former first-party Sony studio.
Right. Legendary studio.
That made legendary studio, made such games as, I don't know, Wipeout.
Right. Just small indie titles.
Yeah.
So, Sony closed that studio, and Fire Sprite came up of ex-people from that studio. And then Sony bought Fire Sprite.
Interesting.
So Fire Sprite is again a Sony first-party studio
Woof.
made
Okay.
up of former developers from Studio Liverpool, which was a Sony first-party studio.
The circle completes.
Uh-huh.
Horus is, yeah.
That's right. Interesting. Okay. Well,
I mean, the former Studio Liverpool had massive talent there. So
Right.
it's interesting to see what they're going to do. And this trailer does look good. Like, it looks like a genuinely cool little trailer.
It looks like Until Dawn, like in the
Yes.
kind of like make all these decisions, try to let everybody survive. Everybody's probably gonna die in her first playthrough.
Appropriately rich white douchebags
That's
sitting
right.
around everywhere.
Yep. What was that? Far Cry 3? Far Cry 4?
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
of them really, but yeah.
Any, that's true. Any of them. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that looks cool. You know, like I don't think I ever expected them to make another Until Dawn, but it seems like from the trailer alone, they are hitting the right notes. So I'm hoping that
Yes.
it's gonna come out and be solid. All right, and last of the show here, and the 20-minute trailer that ended the show here is God of War Laufey. Is how
Laufey.
Laufey?
Yeah.
Okay, I never remember how to pronounce her name.
Everyone's pronouncing it differently because they didn't actually pronounce it
Oh,
during
okay.
the showcase.
Right.
I think the actual like Eastern European pronunciation is Leifei,
Oh, okay.
but tomato.
Yeah.
Well, and apparently this is a shortening of a word in a different language anyway.
Oh, okay.
So that's also where the confusion's starting to come in
Sure.
for some people.
Yeah, this is a really interesting kind of God
It
of
was
War.
such a good reveal.
Yeah,
Mhm.
God of War spin-off game where Kratos' wife is, in the beginning of the first one.
Yeah,
the
2018.
Yep.
2018
2018, the
one.
very start of it.
She is sent to the afterlife and then wakes up in the afterlife and has a little buddy,
All hell
and
breaks
they're
loose.
off on adventures now.
Heck yeah.
So I think it's a really cool idea. If you're not going to make a sequel to Ragnarok, which I'm going to safely assume will come at some point, but they're probably letting Ragnarok kind of get a little bit of distance from it. Not that it was bad or controversial or anything, but like you kind of can't put God of War games out too often, or people, I think, look at the PSP games. They get a little sick of them and are like, oh, another God of War game. Oh, hooray,
Yeah.
let's
Yep.
go. Those were good games, though. So I think it's a really smart idea. It's like, cool, you want to know how cool the lady was that Kratos fell in love with? Here's how cool she is.
Yep.
She can get up to some incredibly cool and nasty stuff herself as well.
And casting Deborah Ann Wolf is a touch of genius on their part.
Yep.
Like, genuine super nerd Deborah Ann Wolf is hilarious to see her.
Was she originally that character? Because I think she showed up in.
You don't see the
you-
character at
you
all.
don't see the
Oh,
character.
okay. I couldn't
ever.
remember
Yeah,
she
you
was in
only
like
see-
flashback cutscenes or whatever.
No, in 2018, you only see her body already wrapped up and sat down on the pyre,
Right.
and that's it. You only hear about her talked about by Kratos or the other gods that you encounter,
Oh, okay.
but you don't actually see her or have any interactions with her.
I agree with you. She's an incredible actor, and I'm super happy they're putting her in this game because I think that's a great fit for.
Tell me you guys saw the behind the scenes for Jack Quaid's character.
I did.
Yeah,
It's
Jack
amazing.
Quaid, the gelatinous cube who did performance capture wearing like a PVC cube. It's just, it's so good, man. Like I like Jack Quaid a lot. We'll see how I have a lot of faith in Santa Monica Studio. I think they have taken God of War over at the.
I adore Christopher Judge, and I did not know that Christopher Judge was Kratos in 2018 and thinking, for the longest time, until it won Game of the Year and made fun of Call of Duty. I did not know that Christopher Judge was the voice of Kratos in that, and I was like, okay, this is phenomenal. I know who this is.
Yep. Yeah. I have a lot of faith in them after those last two games to like continue to make great God of War games. And
it is another Sony game though.
100%, like
over the shoulder.
Like it's kind of funny because when you look at like both Sony and Xbox's conferences, they're kind of playing to a lot of their strengths. I think for better or for worse, it's definitely like a double-edged sword at this point. But like God, the last two God of War games just felt so good. I had
Yes.
issues with Ragnarok, but like
I haven't played Ragnarok, but 2018 was my game of the year that year for
Yeah.
a reason.
and these games have been so fun to play, and I think taking them in a different direction, I think is a really smart idea, and I think it's hopefully going to breathe a little bit of life into God of War, other than it's kind of continually the Kratos show. I think that they're smart to continue to get away from that a little bit, I think.
And I do like the fact that the combat looks so different. Like, she
Yes.
looks so agile in comparison with Kratos.
It looks like the original God of War combat.
It does.
It's like you're bouncing around with the Blades of Chaos and stuff, and especially when she gets the ribbon, and it starts to look like she's just whipping things around.
Yeah, and I think it's that's some of the stuff that I'm the most interested in, is of like those last two God of War games. Kratos is really heavy. Like, it has very distinct heavy combat, and them kind of taking it in a different direction and doing something different here, I think is really smart. I would have been excited about like the next God of War game, but I'm much more excited about them trying something different here.
Yeah,
I think it's a cool idea.
I'm sure I speak for both of you when I say this, and most of our audience when I say this. If you, and Boston will cut this if he has a problem with it, but if you are complaining about the fact that this is a woman in your God of War game, stop listening. Go away.
Like, I
just don't care.
I just like, if you care about who is the main character in a video game in the year of our baby Yoda 2026, when everything else is going on in the world, I genuinely need you to find some perspective and find a different hobby. Like, I cannot care about the opinion of reactionary YouTubers or racist idiots online or sexist idiots online, when like we have a lot bigger problems to go through other than, oh my god, they put a woman in a God of War game. Yeah, man, and it looks super cool. Just don't play it and shut up. Like,
Yeah, and if you don't know anything about Faye, maybe look up her lore and realize, oh, yeah, no, she is a good choice for this, the way she fights and how she does things.
Or maybe...
And the reveal of her name in 2018 was phenomenal.
Yep. But you have to remember, most of the people... I try not to give these people too much oxygen, but you have to remember, most of the people that are reacting negatively to this haven't played the other two games, so they don't know how much those games have been building up the mythology, for lack of a better term, of this character, and like how cool and respected she is kind of across the gamut of characters in these games. They're just like, well, it doesn't have this guy. It's the same people that are like, well, Kratos wasn't black. He 100% is. You should have played the original games.
Yeah.
Where he started as a black character. That's just the ashes of his dead family that's on him. Like, yeah, stop.
And also, how many white people do you know that look that ashy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously, use some lotion then.
That's right. Yeah, so like, I thank you, Moon, for bringing that up. We typically try to like not give any time to people that are just being angry to get YouTube money. But like, it definitely does. It does serve to plant our flag in the ground again. Of like, if you have a problem with this just because she's a woman, I invite you to leave and not come back to this show. Because I don't know what to tell you other than this isn't a problem at all. And this game looks cool. So that's the Sony conference here. Did I miss anything that either of you two saw that you liked or were interested in?
Not that I can remember, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was everything.
Okay. How
for that conference.
How do we feel about the Sony press conference as I open up 35 more trailers here for our next segment?
I mean, I said it at the Wolverine. My biggest problem with Sony has always been my biggest problem with Sony, which is they make the same game and put a different skin on it. That's always how
Yep.
I felt. Last of Us, Uncharted, so on and so forth. We named a bunch earlier.
Yep.
The difference is how the games feel, and like God of War being an exception to that rule, like you said, Boston. God of War feels phenomenal to play that game.
Yep.
Genuinely, like it is a character action game where the action is forefront and it's so good. So like Laufey, I'm so interested in that game because of it. I'll probably never play it because it's going exclusive and I don't have a PlayStation 5 and I just dropped way too much money on my mouth.
You dropped a PS5's worth of money on getting dental work done.
Current prices.
No, dude, I dropped
PS5 money.
That's right.
I dropped 3 PS5s worth of
Well,
money
nowadays
on
it's
my-
probably
on my
2.
face.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably never get to play it because unless Sony lightens those shackles a little bit and lets it go to PC eventually.
Yeah.
But it looks incredible, and it's one of those things where like I wish I had a PS5 so I could play Ragnarok and then I could play this God of War.
Right.
But like Wolverine looks like the same old stuff, like, and the rest of it is third-party stuff that I could tell. So I was like,
Right.
well, except Until Dawn, but like Silent Hill was its third party. Kamuri looks like it's going to be a third party game, so
Probably.
it's like, yep, great, give me those and I will be a happy little bunny.
Yep.
I'm still excited for Wolverine. I want to see more of it.
Mhm.
I'm not day one right now, but I'm fine with the over-the-shoulder Sony stuff. I just don't play them as soon as they come out. Usually I give them a little bit of time, but
Right.
whenever God of War comes out, that'll probably be day one for me, just because I am interested in the whole, well, this is kind of where gods go to die. And I'm like, yeah, and there's not a whole lot of lore about that.
Yeah, that
and
sounds super
a lot
cool.
of your religious texts.
Yeah.
My only concern about that is they need to make sure that they do not have the Greek gods there. I don't want to see Zeus. I don't want to see all of the people
Right.
who
Was in the
Kratos has
last
killed.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I want to see new stuff. I want to see different stuff.
Right.
If it's impactful, I wouldn't mind. Like when you see Aphrodite
I mean,
in
if
2018,
it's
like
yeah,
that
okay,
hit
that
really
that's
hard.
Yeah.
incredible. But that also leads to the best sequence, which is him grabbing the chains of chaos again.
Mhm.
Like,
Yes.
that whole sequence is incredible, but I don't want to have to fight Zeus again. I don't
Yeah, exactly.
want, like, Laufey to now be maybe if he's a wrinkled up old like person in the corner,
Mhm.
yeah, great. 2 lines from him and then move on with your life, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, like if we come across, oh, that'd be really sweet if we see.
I gotta let my cat out.
What- Yeah,
Okay.
one of the PSP games, you had Atreus, who not the son,
Mhm.
but who his son was named after. Atreus, I believe it was his spear mate, is what they were called in Sparta.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember, but it was basically the fact that this was the guy who served Kratos before he became the god of war,
Mhm.
and it would be really cool to see something like that show up, where it's like, okay, he can fill Faye in a little bit on what he was like back in those times.
Right, sure.
And it's coming from a place of respect of someone who respected Kratos, as opposed to one of the gods where it's like, oh yeah, no, that MFer, blah, blah, blah,
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I wasn't.
I mean,
Go ahead.
sorry. It would be fun to see Ares there. I'm not gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
considering
Yep.
that's who Kratos killed to get what he got.
where he's at, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think overall for me, this one was fine. I think it kind of checked all the boxes that a normal Sony one does, and all the stuff looks fine. But I'm kind of with you there. Of like, Sony was showing Sony games, and the rest of the stuff was all kind of third-party multi-platform stuff, which is fine. It's just I came out of here really looking forward to playing one game, that's God of War. I really like that Kamuri game, and the rest of it is kind of like, that looks good. That
Yeah,
looks
cool.
It looks fine, but nothing that I'm not like setting aside money for like 6 games and like everything in here was a banger or anything, which is never my expectation, but sometimes conference will come out and be like, I just watched an hour long and every single game was incredible.
Well, and a lot of, with all of these conferences, there was a lot of, oh, and you can go pre-order this game now. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not going to because you didn't really show a whole lot.
Yeah, like you just showed a bunch of cutscenes. So like, I think I'm okay. Yeah. All right, let's move on to our next conference here, Summer Game Fest. Started off here with a banger. I think a game announcement that people have wanted for quite a while here, Resident Evil Veronica. It is
the few Resident Evil fans I follow on the socials exploded when this thing got talked about immediately.
Yeah, especially because it's a long trailer that for the first little bit is sort of like, I genuinely don't know where this is going or any of this at all ever.
But if you know, because there's some drops in there that kind of hints real quick on what this was.
Yeah, which is great. Like,
well, yeah,
I think that's how you do a trailer.
Brother, and how your brother is a bit weird and a bit special kind of thing.
Yeah. I think that's how you do a trailer like this for SGF is kind of let people be like, oh my god, maybe it is, maybe oh my god, that sort of thing. So I think that's super cool. I feel like they haven't done very much with Code Veronica whatsoever, so this felt like kind of
it's widely regarded as a really good game too that nobody played.
Yeah, and
nobody played it because it originally came out on the Dreamcast, which is a great console, but unfortunately,
it was not the best selling.
It did come out on the PS2 eventually, but I think those were like limited quantities. I don't think they released a whole lot of copies.
Or it was like
of that
super
version.
Late in the console's life or something. Like
so it never really had a chance, and then it got a pseudo HD digital remake,
right?
Kind of. But again, like, all right, cool. So I'm glad to see this.
Yeah,
man, the reach for the Moon Engine's still doing work, though.
So
really
good.
Doing work.
Yeah, it's such a good engine. That was such a good idea of them to invest in that engine. Wasn't RE2 the first one to have that?
The remake,
yes.
Yeah, the remake, yeah.
It's hilarious to me because it's the counterpoint of two publishers. You've got EA, who went all in on Frostbite and did not give enough dev time for Frostbite to be able to handle everything it wanted to.
Right.
And then you've got Capcom, who went all in on the RE engine. And we're just like, let's make this thing absolutely kick-ass. And, like, it's the Monster Hunter engine. It's the Resident Evil engine.
Yep.
It wouldn't surprise me if a whole bunch of other games come out. Honestly, it would not surprise me if the next Street Fighter game is an RE game.
Yeah.
If the last one isn't already, because I actually don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I would have to look that up because I was just looking to see was Pragmata was done on the RE engine, and that looks really good.
Yep.
Let me check Street Fighter 6.
It's so variable. Like, it's such a very, very good engine for so many different
Street Fighter
things.
6 used the RE engine as well.
Smart.
There you go.
Yep.
So
there you go. Yeah.
And that's the cool thing too, because Street Fighter 6 looks way different from Resident Evil, and both games look amazing.
Yeah.
So
this is coming out sometime next year. I'm assuming not February because they didn't announce a window here.
And no, it's going to be January or February because that's when they release all of the. This year was March, I think, but they release all of the Resident Evil games January, February, March because it's usually it's either that or Monster Hunter is my birthday present to myself.
Okay. All right, so that's coming out sometime next year. Next game we have here was a special announcement from Studio MDHR. They're the developers of Cuphead, if you don't recognize the name.
I only knew it because the guy said as much.
Right. They announced that they are working on a new Cuphead title. They said that they are hand animating it, just like they were in the original Cuphead. And we're basically saying, like, it's gonna be a while, man. We have to hand animate this one. It's like, yeah, that's fair. I appreciate you coming out and saying it, but also being honest of, like, it's gonna take time. And then they announced, at the same time, they announced a new Cuphead kind of spin-off game, a 2D side-scrolling Sega Master System game, and I
Looks a bit like Contra
It does, yeah. And
on steroids.
I say Master System specifically because from what they have said since this trailer came out, they're making it for the Master System and then porting it to other stuff. They're writing it in assembly, allegedly, which is wild. And they are kind of going all the way for it in a way that they just like doing everything the hard way. And they're just gonna like make it the most difficult way they possibly can, and good on them. So it's called Mighty Cuphead Adventure, and it is coming out. Did they even say?
Arcade quality graphics. I know
It's
they
so
said that much.
It's so good. I love the like arcade quality graphics at home. Like that messaging is so good for that era.
I don't think they gave an announcement during the trailer for when its release date is.
Yeah, I don't think they did. So at some point, that'll be coming out. With that, next trailer here we have for Alien Isolation 2. They call it a reveal trailer, but I felt
They teased it like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
This is the quote unquote reveal.
okay. I thought I had
teased 3 weeks ago was like a cell phone in that kind of
gotcha.
geometry and archaeology.
Yeah, because they were like announcing this, and I was like, I felt like okay, maybe that was just a really strong rumor, but it looks like Alien Isolation. They're making another one. I think that's incredible.
Hey, if it's not 45 hours long, it'll be incredible. And
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing, because I haven't finished Alien Isolation. I played a touch of it, but it was one of those games that just like I couldn't stick with it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And like this, very much like back in the day, this might be the Mass Effect 2 for me, where Alien Isolation 2 makes me go back and play the first one.
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm.
So I can get up to speed for the next one, especially considering it seems like they're bringing back I don't know her name. It's not Eleanor, because Ellen. Well, maybe it is. Eleanor.
Oh, I don't remember her name. I know who you're talking about. I don't remember.
Yeah, Ripley's daughter. It looks like they're bringing her back.
Yeah, I think it's Ellen. Yeah.
Yes, Ripley. Ellen is Ripley's name.
Oh,
I would also say
Ellen
too,
Jr.
even if you don't have any interest in playing these games, I would highly recommend looking up. There's videos out there on how the alien actually works in the background.
Oh, it's so fascinating.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. So that's coming out. I don't think I saw a release window for that either, other than like we're working on it. Just give us a little bit of time.
It feels like this is a hiring trailer.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, and also like a "shut up, we're working on it" trailer of like, yes, I get it. Yes. Just like Cuphead 2. Yes, we're working on it. Just give us some time, please, God.
This kind of feels like one of those games where it's like, oh, okay, cool, you guys are making a second one, because even though the first one didn't do bad, like it didn't seem like it was one of those things where it would sell tons.
Well, Sega did not want to touch it.
No, yeah, Sega did.
So I'm glad it is getting a sequel, because for the people who really seem to like it, hey, here's more.
Yeah.
Sounds like you get to go outside. That sounds scary.
Next up, easily the weirdest announcement trailer we got this year for Stranger Than Heaven, RGG's new game. It's a new cast trailer where they show off all the people that are in here, including the new character announcement they have for Tupac.
I swear.
Which I can't. Oh, it's also coming out January 15th. I don't
know why.
Uh-huh.
I know Snoop Dogg's in there.
Unfortunately,
Snoop Dogg
yes.
to do his voice. If you make the biggest, stupidest mistake of your life here, RGG, what is it? RGK? RGG. If you make the stupidest decision of your life and make this an AI voice, you've got problems.
Right. I just, like 2 or 3 years ago, RGG lost their minds somewhere along the way, and I don't know what happened. And like, Snoop Dogg is on stage saying like, "Oh, don't worry, we're doing like, we're making a Death Row Games label," which is ridiculous. And then they're like, I worked with the estate of Tupac's estate, and we're putting him in this game. And I was like, I just... What
Yeah, to me,
when
the crowd went wild when Tupac came out, I'm like, why are you guys going wild? Like, dude died in the 90s. That's not his voice. That's not, he's not participating in
You
this
didn't put him in the
any
Kojima
way.
machine to scan him? Like, I don't... What are we doing, man? I just... I was already... Look, I love the Yakuza games. I was already not interested in playing Stranger Than Heaven because Snoop Dogg is in it. I'm, like, even less interested in this game now that they're resurrecting Tupac for seemingly no reason. It's like... I don't know, man. Like,
it's weird, is what it is.
Every time they show Stranger Than Heaven, I'm way less interested in it, which is exactly the opposite of what any studio or publisher wants. And for them to be like, we've got Tupac, and I'm like, bro, what are we doing here anymore? Like, I don't.
I mean, is this a... this is going to sound weird, potentially. Is this a misunderstanding of Western culture?
No, I don't think so. I think...
Or potentially hiring Snoop Dogg and then Snoop Dogg having a very good idea, quote unquote.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, Snoop Dogg's really promoting this game, so I guess we gotta have him bring his friend in. Who's his friend? He wanted Tupac in the game.
Like, there's so many other people that they could have had in
or
this
just
game.
not doing it.
Or that. It's like, I don't understand. It's like, why?
Why are we...
One of the most charming things about the Yakuza games is their complete lack of care for an English dub when they just don't do it. Yep. They let the localization team do their job with the subtitles and the text, and they just don't do an English dub.
Yeah.
Fine, keep it that way. Hire everyone from Asia. I don't care. You don't need Snoop Dogg and Tupac in this game.
And here's the strangest thing about Stranger Than Heaven. Sorry for the pun. They're not dubbing anything in this game. So the English voice actors are doing English voice acting in every version of the game. And there are no Japanese dubs for Tupac or Snoop in other regions. Same with like the Japanese voice actors.
Out of it, because I would love to hear a Japanese VA do Snoop Dogg.
100%.
As much of an issue as he is right now.
Yeah. This is just I have to say, look, we have been covering video games as part of the show for far too long. And we have enjoyed video games for the majority of our lives. So for me to come here and genuinely say, this is really weird, and I'm not talking about that one Konami E3 show where it just went off the rails immediately.
Millions of enemies?
It's really weird, man. So like RGG, you gotta pump the brakes on like literally everything you're doing. Do not understand what's going on.
Well, having said that, that other project, which was also announced during this SGF, looks incredible.
Mm-hmm. Wait, which one's the other one from them?
Virtua Fighter Crossroads.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll get that. We'll get to that here in a minute. But yeah, that the polar opposite of this, of like, dang, okay, yeah, like you're
making a Virtua Fighter bouncer game. I'm in.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
Next game here is the shockingly promising sounding Platinum Games making a Ninja Turtles.
What Wolverine should be.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin game, which, if you're going to do Last Ronin, I think you get Platinum Games and you just make something real cool. So
you're
not
juggling fools day and night in this game.
Yep. Not really anything shown here other than like a CG kind of sizzle reel thing, but I think Last Ronin is really cool. Platinum Games has been killing it for basically ever. I think that's kind of all you need to show. Is like, yep, we're just two great tastes that taste great together. Here you go. We're doing it. So
I'll read the comics. They're really good.
Yeah. So not a lot.
I know they leave the reveal of who it is for the longest time, so I ain't gonna say nothing about that here.
I know.
Right.
I have the pop-off, or not pop-off. I keep forgetting what they're called. The pop toys. there that have all of them.
Oh, the Funkos.
And I would show it, the Funko
Mhm.
Pops, and I would show it, except for that it tells you which ones are the ghost and which one isn't.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So not a lot here, not even like a release window. It's just a real kind of teaser here, but I think that could be pretty cool. We'll have to see. One of the biggest surprises of the show, genuinely, ArenaNet came on and announced Guild Wars 3, which is wild.
They arguably did reinvent the MMO.
They
when
really
they
did.
Guild
Like
Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 was literally where MMOs were going.
Mhm.
Just nobody wanted to admit it at the time. Maybe
Yep.
like 5 years too early.
Well, and they also didn't copy World of Warcraft. They're like, we're not going to make what Blizzard is making. We're going to make our own thing. And they made Guild Wars 2, which has persisted forever.
Guild Wars 1 was really good.
Yes.
And right around the time I got into Guild Wars 1 was when they released 2, and I got that as well. And I just went on their webpage because I'm like, when was the last time Guild Wars 2 was updated?
Like 2 days ago?
Yeah, they've been patching it at least once a month.
Yeah. They've really
since it's released.
been supporting it forever. So, like, this is one of the few companies that they're coming out and saying, like, we did it with 1, we did it with 2, and we're going to reinvent the MMO again with Guild Wars 3. And I'm like, you know what? You probably will. I believe that you will. I believe you have something so foundationally different from how big and impactful Guild Wars 2 was that you're going to make a brand new one. Because if not, I could see them, like Elder Scrolls Online, just supporting Guild Wars 2 forever. Just like decade over decade.
Yeah,
you're
RuneScape.
just... Yeah, exactly. Like RuneScape. Like,
Final Fantasy 11 is still going. 14 is still going strong.
World of Warcraft is still going. Like, you can just support this
Star
stuff
Wars
forever.
Knights of the Old Republic is still running, apparently.
Destiny 2 is still... Oh, wait.
Well, hold on.
But like, you can support this stuff forever without having to, add to the number on the end of it. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to do. I cannot open Pandora's box again with another MMO, but I will.
Nope.
I will definitely look at it from like a mile away and be like, that looks cool. So
MMOs have my Eve approach, which is little peek in, little 3-hour documentary on YouTube about it.
yeah, watch
little
some
step
highlights. Yeah,
Wait, like EVE Online?
yeah.
Yes.
We can't even
Oh,
speak its whole name.
There's
It's too
a
evil.
reason I haven't even attempted
Yeah,
to look at
dude,
that.
Mhm.
I watched the 3-hour documentaries and then I walk away.
Yep.
It'd be hard to walk away from.
Yep. Next game here is the one we were sort of talking about a little bit here ago. Reminder that this is coming out of Sega's. It was like 2 years ago, I think. It was they were basically like, we're bringing them back. We're bringing back Virtua Fighter and Crazy Taxi and all the games you loved from before that have been dormant. We're bringing them back. We're making them new and making them better. They came out and said, we're going to talk about Virtua Fighter. And I was like, okay, sure. I don't know how you're going to make a new Virtua Fighter nowadays, but, that these games are great, so sure. And then they come out and show that RGG is making them, like we were just talking about. I go, okay, they made a fighting game before. They made, I think, the last Virtua Fighter, if I remember correctly. And then, like Moon said, they're just making Virtua Fighter
It
the
looks like
bouncer.
the bouncer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, 100%, I'm in.
That's an incredibly smart
Which is
move.
also what the Yakuza games are. They're just the bouncer, the game.
Well, so here's the
not the turn-based ones. The
secret about the Yakuza games is they're just RPGs. They're just beat 'em up RPGs. But like, I think that's a really smart move of that Sega has been taking these approaches, at least as they've worked out for some of their kind of classic franchises here, of just because it's a Virtua Fighter game doesn't mean it needs to be a fighting game. Doesn't need to be like a 2D 1 versus 1 fighting game. We can make it into something that's a little bit different, but still something that's interesting, something that's still Virtua Fighter. I think this looks super cool.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah, I think if they were come out here and just make another Virtua Fighter fighting game, I would look at that at a distance respectfully, like I do with Virtua Fighter, and be like, these are incredibly cool games that I do not have the patience to play or learn, but happy that people are loving them. But I would be happy to play this game. This game looks cool as hell.
Yeah. And I'm really hoping they have polygon skins in them, because
that would be really great.
To be.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think there is a release window for this either. Like a lot of the kind of Sega. Okay, 2027. There you go.
Is this Virtual Fighter 6? Is that where the VI highlighted in the logo comes from? Oh,
yeah, it sure
that's
is.
really good.
It's really good.
It's very Resident Evil of them.
Yeah, it's very Resident Evil 7 of them, and like 8, where it's like, you got it. You figured it out. All right. Oh, man. All right, next game here, 1666 Amsterdam is Patrice Desailly's new game, his game studio's new game. Apologies. This is, if you don't remember, Patrice Desailly was like the kind of like grandfather of the Assassin's Creed series for the longest time. Was kind of the, like him and kind of, I think Jade Raymond was involved. Like the two of them were kind of like spearheading and founding and driving the Assassin's Creed stuff for the early handful of games.
Yeah.
And this
I'd like to know what this game is based on the trailer.
Yeah, it's a little too, hey, here's some cool stuff without any real meat.
Explanation.
Yeah, there is a 30-minute demo, I think they said, on Steam that you can download, but I've heard that a couple people have checked it out, and they're like, yeah, there's still not really a whole lot to go off in the demo as well.
A lot of vibes.
Right.
Yeah, but it looks really cool. Like, I'm interested.
It does. It's nice to see something a little bit different. It's not like vastly different from some stuff, but I think it's at least a little bit different from some of the stuff we usually see. It's very cat focused, which is going to win with me, of course. But
even if they're the bad guys,
yeah. I mean, cats can be bad guys too.
Cats.
Yeah.
What if you send your cats out to do reconnaissance for you?
That's right. That's right. So yeah, 1666 Amsterdam. A lot of like, this was another one of them. Like Patrice comes up on stage and is talking to Keeley about blah 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 blah. We'll see more of this, I'm sure, in probably a year or two, and that'll probably be when he's back up on stage at the Keeley's, doing a full demo walkthrough. But we'll see. One to watch, I think, to see how that continues to form a little bit here. Next up, we have, I missed a trailer here, Star Wars Zero Company.
The best trailer in all the trailers.
Yeah, I'm kind of impressed by this one, because I forgot that this was announced as like a Star Wars XCOM.
XCOM-like?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, if you're gonna make a new Star Wars game, sure, let's try that.
It's the right era to set it in. I will give them credit where it's due. They set it in the right era for an XCOM game.
Yeah.
You know what? And also, when your stormtrooper misses at a 99% ratio, you're like, you know what? That was on me.
It's lore accurate. Yeah, that was on me for putting too much faith in them. You got it. You got it. So like, it's a fine trailer. Like a lot of it is just all the Star Wars stuff and whatever. Like we know what that is at this point, but I think of anything that you could announce from Star Wars right now, I think that this is kind of like an idea that even on paper is like, oh, okay, yeah, that could work. That could be really cool. So I'm hopeful that this is going to be neat. I think a lot of the gameplay they showed was cool. It's just going to be, a lot of execution from here. So
I'm looking forward to it. So
yeah, I think that's really cool. Hopefully that turns out nicely here. Next up is Monster Hunter Wilds Ascendance, coming sometime in 2027. The first big expansion to Wilds? Question mark?
Yes.
Okay. I am, not on the inside here of the Monster Hunter Wild stuff, so I'm not sure of all the kind of cool stuff they showed here, but any more mainline Monster Hunter is going to be cool. So you kind of can't be upset about that.
They said 2 words in the trailer that were the most important 2 words they could say.
Okay.
Elder Dragon.
Oh, okay. Is that like a incredibly difficult version?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Every single monster that you face is a regular old monster.
Okay.
Elder Dragons are the big bad boys.
Okay. Okay. So that seems like there's some cool stuff coming here. So Monster Hunter Wilds seem to be, I don't think, as well received as World was, but definitely not
No, it was
hated.
a lot of PC issues. That's why I think.
Oh, I forgot the PC version
so
was
many issues
rough.
with the PC version.
Do you know if those have been resolved?
As far as I'm aware, they're all fixed. It
Okay,
runs
good.
like a dream now, from what I understand.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I think this was actually supposed to come out last year, but they've spent the entirety of the year just patching up and fixing the issues with the various versions of the game.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully this comes out a little bit stronger than maybe the baseline game did. I'll be coming out sometime in 2027. Next up, The Wolf Among Us 2.
2023, you say? 2023, you say?
Yeah,
right?
2023 coming out. Wolf Among Us 2 on the Xbox 360, 2001. I'm really surprised they're showing this again, and it's not, hey, this game is out today. I'm not sure I would show this game again for the 15th time without saying you can just go download episode 1 now, because it kind of, I don't believe them .gif at this point. So I'd love for this game to come out. I never played the first one. They also announced a remaster of
I was gonna say,
the
guess
first
what,
game.
Boston?
Yeah, guess what? You can play the game that people thought was pretty okay on the 360.
Dude, Wolf Among Us is great.
Okay, maybe I'm
Everyone that
remembering
I've
correctly.
heard talk about it, I was gonna say, has said nothing but great things about it. I too have never played it, so
Yeah. So whatever the new Telltale is making this. You can judge whatever this version of Telltale is. I still maybe don't entirely understand, and that's okay. But it's coming out at some point.
Skydance bought them, right?
Skydance bought them, and then I think they sold again to someone else.
I said they didn't.
No,
get
I think I thought Skydance bought them because they were laid off by whoever owned them previously.
Right.
Because Skydance is the Walking Dead creators company, I believe.
Yeah, it's all maybe a
Complicated.
little bit confusing at this point. So
Yep.
no release window for this that I could see at this point. So 2027, I'm seeing some places, but it wasn't in the trailer that I saw, so I'm not entirely sure. Next up here is Stellar Blade Blood Rain. That got a trailer here. No release.
As I saw this trailer, I was like, "Oh, Nimp's happy."
Yeah, no release window for this. I think it looks a lot like Stellar Blade, which I think if you enjoyed the first one, this probably looks incredibly sick. And from what I can tell,
where it takes place, because that city is not in the first game. There are no cities in the first game. So
I think the thing that I was really impressed by with this trailer is from someone who didn't play the original game, it looks like an extension and like an evolution of the combat from the first game, and them kind of stretching their like flexing their muscles a little bit more graphically here. Like, I think one of the smartest choices they made, let's get it out of the way. I don't think the age of the main character is great. She looks way younger than the main character of the first game in a way that I think is going to be a problem.
A little infantilizing.
Yeah, I think they pushed too young on the character design there. I don't know where the game is going to go, so I don't want to say, like, this is garbage, this is unacceptable. I think it's a little bit younger than I feel comfortable with how these games can portray their characters. I'm not saying they're sexualizing them or anything like that. I just think there's some things for me to be concerned by. But I love this new character's character design with the, like, poncho cloak thing and how that's moving and
Very Ghost in the
animating
Shell.
as she's moving. Like, I think, to me, that's the next step of, like, okay, our engine is in a really good spot after the first game. We have a bajillion dollars to invest in this game. We're going to make it look really cool and animate really well. And then you see all these shots of this huge cityscape area. Like, it's not just, open desert and, fallen over buildings now. Like, there's a lot more stuff in this game. And I think visually this is really impressive.
And yeah, I'm just looking forward to more Stellar Blade. That's all. That's all I want. And I hope you get to do cool things with the poncho like you did in Jedi, because having the tactical poncho was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's coming out. I don't think there's a release window that I've seen.
I don't think there was either.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that is kind of impressive about this trailer is this doesn't feel like a shut up, we're making it trailer. Like, there's quite a lot of stuff in here from, like, a combat and fighting perspective that isn't just like, oh, it's vibes, it's a bunch of CG, yada yada. It's like, no, okay, this game,
there's
further
certain
along.
Systems that you can see that they're using with, like, the flashing and the certain, like, electrical lights that are going off. It's like, oh, okay, that was the counter move, that was the parry, and it's like, oh, that's a new move that wasn't in the first one. So there's a lot of stuff that you can see if you played the first one.
Right.
There's also a lot of people complaining that they needed, or that they wanted more of Eve in the second game. You need to play the first one to find out why Eve may not be in this one.
Maybe you should play the video game. Something we've been talking about earlier.
She could show up, but there's probably a really good reason for why she's not the main character right now, you know?
Right.
There's maybe a reason why the other character on the radio is like, hey, it's been a while since we've worked together.
Right. Yeah. So we don't have a release window for that, but hopefully that'll be coming sooner than later. And one last thing here for this SGF. Final Fantasy VII, the third game in the remake trilogy, Revelation, was shown. That's coming out on spring 2027. Reminder, it's coming out on all platforms this time simultaneously, which is great, and how it should have happened in the first place, blah, blah, blah. But they're taking the end of this game, obviously not spoiling the other two games, and then just stuffing it with even more things, like a job system this time, because apparently they needed more things for me to be excited about. I did see a thing that Queen's Blood is coming back too, which is really great, because Queen's Blood is great. But yeah, it's the end of this trilogy, and you can fly the high wind whenever you want to.
You can jump out of the high wind.
Yeah, whenever you want to go down to the open world, you just parachute off of the high wind, which I think is really great, instead of just the high wind landing.
It's going to break certain things. Like, we still don't have confirmation that Knights of the Round is in here. And GD better be in here. And it better still be a 5-minute cutscene that you can't skip your first time.
That's right.
But there's, like, certain sections of this game where it's like you needed, like, a certain color of chocobo to get to.
Right.
And it's like, okay, is this going to completely subvert? Because they didn't add that in the second part.
70 hours breeding.
You know what?
Chocobos
This game isn't for you. Be quiet.
Well, guess what, buddy? Yeah, I'm really curious. I am one of the few people that has been consistently very happy with how they have reinterpreted Final Fantasy VII for this remake trilogy. So I'm very excited to see, because the end of Final Fantasy VII has a lot of stuff in it, like Knights of the Round, like the Chocobo breeding stuff, like all of that stuff that I think is fairly interesting and fairly important for Final Fantasy VII. So I'm really curious to see how they're going to take that stuff and kind of morph it and kind of change it and to make it different from the original game here, because they're going to have to, and I'm really excited to see where that's going to go.
And that's the only thing that kind of has me worried, is that there was a lot of stuff that was left out of Part 2.
Right.
And there's a lot of unfinished things in Part 2.
Right.
And there's already tons of stuff in this Part 3. And they've added on to that. So I'm kind of worried that this might turn into a tangled mess by the time you get to the end of it.
Yeah, I think that's
just trying to hurry up and wrap up a bunch of stuff. You know?
I think that's a fair concern. It's probably going to be another 80-hour game, so how much can they stuff in another 80 hours?
You couldn't play as two of the main party members in this game in the last 2 iterations of this game.
Right.
And how are they going to do Rocket Town? Like, that's still the one thing where it's like, that was a product of its time.
Yep.
And that's going to be real iffy to pull off right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so I'm really excited, not only from, like, the perspective of... we were talking about this on Picking Up the Pixels RPG Love, brand new episode out now, about kind of how to approach the Final Fantasy VII remakes, especially because both of them have so much stuff in them. It's really easy to kind of get burned out of, like, okay, now I'm gonna race a dolphin. Okay, yeah, we got that in here too. Be like me, set this on story difficulty, and just be there. The combat for me is not the exciting part of this, especially in the second one where boss battles take forever. Just set it on that. Play for the rest of the stuff. Play for the story. The combat stuff, I don't think, is the main draw.
I think on the first one, they added, like, quote-unquote, cheats.
Oh, I think you're right.
Easier, but I don't know if they did that with Part 2.
I think they did when they put it out on Xbox and PC, and I think they put that on the PS5 version. Okay. But I'm not 100% sure.
I remember a lot of people complaining. It's like, well, that just makes hardcore in the first one way easier. It's like, hardcore in the first one should not have been what it was.
No,
like, that was garbage.
That should not have been a mode that existed. That was ridiculous. There's no excuse for that. So, yeah, we'll check that out in, wouldn't you know it, spring of 2027. Probably February.
I look forward to your spoiler cast.
another 3-hour spoiler cast sprint. All right, but that was the main SGF show here. Did I miss anything that either of you could think of?
Yes.
No.
Okay. But only because I can't remember if it was this one or in the Sony one.
Okay.
But it was also just a trailer.
Always a good sign. Always a good sign.
It's because they all kind of blended together. Like they're all, but there was the Gundam Rogue Orbit.
I think that was in this one. The Gundam versus whatever's.
Again, it was just a trailer. There wasn't anything, like, we don't even know what kind of game it is.
Right.
So, but that was just one of those things.
Gundam game.
Exactly. It's like, okay,
game.
there's a Gundam game. They show Haro at the end of it. It's like, okay, you kind of got me there.
You got all the stuff we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But outside of that, no, that was pretty much everything.
Okay.
I was actually really surprised that they had announced Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, me too.
And that they had so much of it to show. Especially since I did not hear anyone really talk about that beforehand.
No real rumors beforehand, which usually happens a lot with Square.
Yeah, so that really caught me off guard. I was telling my son while we were watching this, it's like, oh, I bet you this is like Dirge of Cerberus, which I would 100% take a remake of that game. But no, it just turned out to be part 3.
They have a remake of that game, not this level remake, but they have a remake.
They had a remaster at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I own it on my Xbox.
I
Yeah.
have my PS2 copy still, and that's all I ever needed. So.
Yeah. So what do we think about this showcase?
It was fine.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to watch the 1 hour of straight trailers.
Yes.
And I didn't see any of the other BS, so I'm more than happy with that.
That's the other thing. It was not a 4 hour long with in between
Thank God.
interviews and stuff.
In between puppet shenanigans. Like
Yeah.
It was a much more focused show this year. Lucy James is a delight as usual. Go sign up for her Looking for Game thing that
Did
she partnered with
Did she
Keeley.
do the hosting? Because I literally just watched the trailer.
No, she's the co-host like usual.
Okay.
So it's like
I
Jeff
guess-
Keighley and Lucy James.
I guess Control was shown in this one too, wasn't it?
Yeah, but like
Yeah, but it's Control.
Yeah.
We've seen like 15 trailers for that already.
yeah, a lot of the Control stuff they're showing isn't
I am
new.
just pointing it out so that we don't get an email like,
oh.
"Hey, you guys missed blah blah
That's
blah."
right.
Control wasn't in this one. It was in the Sony one.
Was it okay?
And it
Well,
was
I
also
still called it
in
out loud.
the Xbox
Probably the
one
Xbox
as
one,
well,
too.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Control Resonant like looks how it always has looked. It just
It's a
gonna be
Remedy
awesome.
game. I will buy it day one.
Yeah,
regardless of
exactly.
If I get to play it, I'm looking at you, Alan Wake 2.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm surprised and glad that I didn't get spoiled on any of this because like there was a bunch of stuff like Stellar Blade 2. I didn't expect an announcement for that anytime
Exactly.
soon. Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 7 didn't expect an announcement for that. Like these are all things that are coming out that we know are coming out, but it's like okay, we probably won't hear anything for another year or two.
Right.
And now they're like, no, it's coming out next year sometime. It's like,
Yep.
Sweet. 2027 is going to be too busy.
Yeah.
The first quarter.
Dude, 2026 is too busy.
Especially when-
2025 was too busy. I'm like 5 years behind at this point.
I
Don't
keep
worry.
saying we need a year where no one releases anything,
That's
so
right.
we can all get caught up on
Well,
stuff. And
don't
save
worry.
up money.
When GTA 6 gets delayed to 2027, all bets are going to be off for next year. It's going to be really great.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I'm with you guys. I think it was a fine conference. I feel like the Keeley stuff has historically been a little bit stronger overall. I feel like there were a couple of trailers in here that's kind of like okay, or it's just like an announcement trailer, like the 1666, the Last Ronin, stuff like that. We're sort of like okay, like you're showing it off, but I kind of wish there was a little bit more meat. But a lot of it wasn't really that bad. It's just fine, which
And
I'll take.
I'm glad that we are getting at least trailers where the studios are like, oh yeah, no, this is something that we just started working on.
Right.
And it's being released in 6 years. I don't think we had
Yes.
any of those. So I'm
Right.
glad that we're getting more, hey, we're
I
showing you
missed-
what's coming out in the next year or so.
Yeah.
I miss the old Bethesda methodology where it's like, hey, here's a trailer. By the way, the game's out in 6 months.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even shadow dropping some stuff every once in a while. Doesn't have to be all of them. 'cause
Right.
Again, we all can't afford that. But
Sometimes
it'd
it's
be
fun
nice
of like,
Dreamcast
and it's
proved-
out
The Dreamcast
today.
proved that does not work.
Let's move on to our next conference here, Day of the Devs, which always follows up the Keeley stuff. I will recommend for this one and our next showcase as well, go watch all of it. Day of the Devs is shorter than an hour. You will probably find your next favorite indie game in there. We're going to cover some of the like highest highlights here, but like 99% of the time, everything they show is really great during these showcases. We're going to start with Blood Dungeon, which is the developers of Nidhogg. This is their second game, which they are calling a 2D platforming auto shooter, which looks like a game that studio would make, for sure.
It
is.
also looks like a roguelike Boston, so
It does, but I kind of can't tell. I like the thing about the studio is like they'll show you a game and you're like, okay, I think I understand that, and you go to play it and you're like, no, I didn't understand that at all. Okay, it's a completely different game. What is this
the
thing?
Vampire Survivors approach.
Yeah, so it looks cool. It looks like this studio would put out. Do I understand it? No, not at all. But
So yeah, the longer I've seen them play this, it kind of looks like a bullet heaven in a weird way.
yeah, like a 2D side-scrolling old school bullet heaven thing.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know, man. This is why I love Day of the Devs, though. You got a cool new game, you can put out a cool trailer, and we like it. It's going in here, man. You got a 1 or 2 person studio, knock yourself out. It's going in Day of the Devs. I love it. So that's coming out late summer 2026. Next up is Mr. Records, which is they're calling an uplifting single-player rhythm
so good.
adventure featuring vinyl store management by day and surreal musical journeys by night. I think this looks really, really cool. This definitely has to be James Turner's art style as well. I'm a big fan of James Turner. He made the art for, well, the Pokemon games and the Pokemon trading card game, but also the what's
whatever it's called, the thank you for being here or thank you for waiting.
No,
it looks like as well.
He worked on the Plucky Squire, that game. So I think this looks really fun. It's this kind of I like that we're seeing more games that are either you're doing kind of like that Wax Heads game that just came out, or the Tiny Bookshop game, where you're like running a business where someone's like, hey man, I want a punk rock album that's gonna stick it to my parents, and you have to like go through your inventory and find the thing that works really well for them. I like that kind of like
this is just your Moonlighter obsession coming back through to the forefront again, bro.
Yeah, and like I like the idea of like Discounty was a game that came out, I think, in 2025 that had a similar thing of like going out around and getting all of the stuff that you need and then selling it in the store. I like that kind of store management plus other thing management stuff in these games. I think that's really cool. So that's Mr. Records coming out. I don't know if this has a release date yet. It just says coming soon. So keep an eye out for Mr. Records. One of the trailers I was the most surprised by, pleasantly, is a game called Threads of Time.
So let me tell you, as someone who is playing a certain game for Game Club right now, I really want to play this game.
Yeah, they're definitely doing... This is another game in the we'll do it ourselves genre of, well, Square isn't going to make another Chrono Trigger. We'll do it ourselves. We'll put it in 12 million BC. Wink. We'll go to the future of 2400. Wink. And we'll have double and triple techs. Cough, cough, cough. And we're going to make it in this incredible looking art style for this game.
There's like this bit where they're flying over like the post-apocalyptic future, and I'm just like, that just looks like the world map from Chrono Trigger, but like, you know,
in 2026. Yeah, it looks ridiculously good. I have not heard of this studio before. I've not heard of this project before. I had seen...
Oh, no, it's a different studio. No, I was thinking of the other one. Go on.
It's one of those things where, like, I saw a screenshot from this trailer, and I was like, oh, what's this thing? And I went and watched the trailer, and I was like, oh, no, I need to play this immediately. Where have you been all my life? Threads of Time? My goodness. Okay. I keep wanting to call it Threads of Fate. That was the PS2. PS1, PS2.
Another good PS1 RPG.
Yeah, there you go. Another Squaresoft classic. If you haven't seen the trailer for Threads of Time and you like RPGs or you like Chrono Trigger, you should really go check this out.
I hate RPGs, and I really want to play this game.
Yeah, it looks really great. I don't know if it's... I don't think they have... Oh, it's on Steam and Xbox announced right now. So really cool looking. I don't think it has a release window yet, but I'm going to watch this like a hawk. I think this looks incredible. Ian M in chat says, oh no, I need to play this immediately. That was my initial thought too, of like, oh, I'm in trouble. So Series consoles and Steam. It's going to be coming from Rio Studios. Rio Games, sorry, R-I-Y-O. And that's why you watch Day of the Devs, everyone, because you could find your next favorite game in there. My nemesis has returned, however, N plus Infinity times 2. The sequel to a game that said they were never going to get a sequel. There's another N plus coming out. More devious than the last, I'm sure. Now you can play it multiplayer. Sort of. At the same time, kind of. Like, shadow versions of your friends are in here as well. God, these games are so infuriating.
You might want to go check out the Threads of Time website at some point, because
I've been on there for a minute
that's
now.
a sick website,
I
brother.
gotta check that out. So it looks like co-op, online and multiplayer. Sorry, online and couch co-op for N plus Infinity times 2. Whew. That's a brand new game from MetaNet Software.
Yep, I'm gonna avoid that because I need to avoid that.
My blood
because
pressure
it's
can't
an
take it.
Plus game.
I'm turning 45 this year. My blood pressure can't do it. I can't.
My reactions can't take it, bro.
That's right. My reaction time can't do it. I can't do it. Next game here, Screenbound. That's all one word. This is a game.
I need this game needs to come out already.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I feel like we've been seeing this game for about 5 years, and I need this to come out. It's the game you've probably seen online for a while of you're walking around a 3D world, but your character's holding what looks like a Game Boy in front of them that has a 2D version of the world that you're standing in 3D. So you're playing both. They call it a 5D game because you're playing the 2D and the 3D game at the same time. And it has looked consistently incredible. I just want it to come out, man. And this
Fez wishes it was this good.
Hey, don't besmirch my buddy Fez. That was a long time ago. Where's Phil Fish? Well, maybe, you know.
Let's not ask that question.
Yeah, I'm okay. But I would really like for this to come out. I feel like we have been seeing this game for quite a while now, and I don't think this has a release window on it at all again, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm glad to see that it's still being worked on. I want to play it. This looks mystifying and fantastic at the same time. So that's Screenbound. Still being worked on. And last,
the added touch of them blowing into the cartridge before they lock it in.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be mad about that. And then launching September 17th, 2026, Trine 6 Together in Time. Frozen Byte is making another Trine game. The sun rises, the sun sets. There's a new Trine game.
Hey, Boston, Screenbound has a release date.
Oh, boy. Okay, is it September 2026 or February 2027?
September 10th, 2026.
Everybody is getting out of the way of GTA 6.
Auto, yeah.
And, like, if you're making Screenbound, you don't have to, man. Like, you don't.
No.
You're not in the same stadium as most games. Every other game is not in the same stadium as GTA 6. You're fine to release some of these games at the same time. I promise.
My favorite part is it's literally on the Xbox store.
Oh, okay. Well, great.
So
Look for it in September, along with literally every other game, unfortunately. Like Trine 6 Together in Time. It's another Trine game.
Speaking of, yeah.
Yeah, it's another Trine game. These games are great. They're not messing with the formula too much, and I think that's cool. I think these games are super fun. And I kind of still forget that there's now going to be 6 of them. So, good on them. Keep making Trine stuff.
Yeah, I still think there's only 3 of those. For some
Yeah,
reason.
exactly. Like, they're pretty good. I like them. So that was the highlights of that one. I'm assuming you guys probably didn't watch that showcase.
no, I watched it all.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is there anything
I didn't watch? Shockingly enough, was the Xbox one, because
It just
I didn't
happened.
realize the timing of it, and it literally happened right before we were recording. So
Yeah. Was there anything that
Yeah.
you really liked from that one, Moon, that we didn't talk about?
not off the top of my head, like the 2 I'm most hyped about from that was Mr. Records and Screenbound. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, please, just give me those 2 like soon.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's move on to our next one, Wholesome Direct here. Just like Day of the Devs, I highly recommend watching Wholesome Direct. It's, I think, maybe 45 minutes long, and there's like 100 games in this thing. This thing is chock-a-block with games, and a lot of them look really great, especially if you're looking to play something couch co-op, or you're looking to play something with kids or family members or whatever. There's games across every possible spectrum of interests or gaming capability or accessibility. Like the Wholesome Direct, especially, just like Day of the Devs, is really great. I really recommend watching these ones, because
I can't remember if it was Wholesome or Day of the Devs, but the game that was it was kind of like a farming sim, except it's a 2-player co-op game if you want it to be, and one person controls the crow, and the other person controls like the person.
Oh man, I think it was in Wholesome.
I don't think you've got it in here.
Yeah, I don't think I have it here.
It looked so good.
Yeah, I'll pull it up here in a second to see if I can find it here in the list.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let's talk about a couple of games here I have saved. Fields of Mysteria, the 1.0 final release, got announced for August 5th, 2026. If you haven't seen Fields of Mysteria, it's basically Stardew Valley plus magic. It's really one of those life sim sort of farming things. Over the early access, it has gotten a significant amount of content in it that everybody seems to really like. And I have not checked out this game quite yet because it has been in early access. And I don't want to some of these early access games are like, oh man, thanks for playing. We're wiping your save for this next feature. And I'm like, I spent 80 hours on my farm. I can't.
There's literally a reason why I have a 0 early access rule.
Yeah.
Because I went through it with Starbound. I'm not going through it ever again in my life.
Yep. So the 1.0 update is coming out August 5th. It seems like even past the beta and early access stuff, they're adding even more stuff for the final release. Like they're talking about the end of the kind of town refurbishment and restoration storyline. There's even more dateable people, all of that stuff. They have talked in the past about bringing it to consoles. It doesn't seem like that's a part of the 1.0 release on August 5th. That's only on Steam. I'm sort of assuming that after that point, then they'll start working on the console releases. So hopefully that'll come.
This is also one of those games that's made a bajillion dollars. So
it's been very popular. Yeah, especially for someone I think who's looking for that kind of next thing that hits in the same way that Stardew Valley does. This is very much in that same vein.
It's a little bit more anime than Stardew as well.
For sure. Yeah, so definitely a different, a very different art style, which I appreciate. It's not just we're making another Stardew Valley. It's yeah, we already have one of those. You kind of need to make it Neverway. You're making a spooky Stardew Valley with your own style. That's how you really need to do it. I appreciate the Fields of Mysteria is kind of putting their own spin on it, at least graphically. Next game here we have In the Drift, which is made by one of the co-creators of Sable, which is a game we liked quite a bit. This kind of side-scrolling, space trucking, narrative adventure thing. This is definitely one of those trailers that I watch and I'm like, I'm not sure I know how I'm going to play this game, but I'm very curious about it just from this trailer alone.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of Limbo mixed with a Pacific Drive mixed in.
Yeah,
it feels like.
Yeah, so I think that looks really cool. This is definitely one to keep an eye on. I think from a systems and gameplay perspective, what this is going to be, but I think the vibes of the trailer itself is sort of yeah, all right, I could check this game out. Why not? So that's In the Drift. That's coming out at some point. You can wishlist on Steam right now, but there's no release window at the moment. A game I've been watching on TikTok for a while. The algorithm helped me for once. 4 Leaf Fields. 4 Leaf is all one word. This is another sort of life sim farming game, except you are very small, much smaller than the crops, and it's about
Honey, I Shrunk the Farmer.
yeah, and it's about taking care of your farm, but also raising bugs as kind of your like not crops, but the other side of
Fairy nymphs.
yeah, that sort of thing. You're leveling up your town, you're passing around gossip, you're getting to know all the people around the village, you're like restoring stuff. I think it looks cool. I think it has a great style. I like the idea of taking the farming sim and the life sim and just shrinking it all the way down and taking care of one carrot that's like 5 times bigger than you are. I think that's really cool. They're really promoting like a co-op thing, which I think a lot of these life sim farm games don't always launch with. So I think if you're
I think they figured out that it's like a big market is like just couples or families who want to play together and like just want to get into Stardew. Like just want to jump in and manage the family together kind of thing.
Yeah, they want to play something that isn't marathon. It's like, I don't want to stress. I was just at work for 12 hours. I want to take care of a little farm as a little tiny person with a giant ladybug. And it's like, yeah, I do too, now that you mention it. So that's 4 Leaf Fields. I don't think there's a release window for that either, but you can wishlist that now on Steam. And the last one I have on
and
my...
for the record, everybody, wishlist good, pre-order bad. There you go.
Wishlist helps all of these developers surface their games on Steam. Wishlisting costs you nothing and helps the developers a ton. So yes, please go wishlist stuff on Steam that you're interested in. The last game here that I have on my list is Milky Delivery. That's Milki Delivery. This has been a game that has been shown for a while in development. That's kind of this very blue sky, very Kiki's Delivery Service inspired kind of small town delivery game where you're this kid on a bike delivering stuff around this village. It's very much like a Wholesome Games style sort of thing of like, this is going to be the most relaxing game that I have probably played in a while, and it looks incredibly cool. There's a demo now on Steam. It's coming out sometime this year on Steam. And it's like the most blue sky thing possible, which is what I really appreciate for the Wholesome Games Direct here. Of just like,
and honestly, we do need more blue sky games, because I did bring that up. I was like, man, a lot of this is a lot of the releases we're getting blood, guts, dark, and
oh, I forgot to mention.
Chuck basically said that after the Xbox Pro one too.
Yep.
It was like, hey, all of these things are just too dark.
I forgot to mention Cappy Castaway as well, where you play as a baby capybara with like a cat friend. That was the game that my kid picked out specifically of like, I want to play that. I want to play that right now. It's like, okay, it's not out yet, but yes, that looks very cool too. Moon, did you watch this one as well? Was there anything that you
The only one I haven't seen was the Xbox one. And I'm assuming it must have been in the Wholesome Games, but it was like the co-op one where you're like a little doggy and the crow that sits on his back or something like that. Maybe it was the capybara one, maybe, but
yeah,
there was definitely one where like there was like a crow helping a dog or something.
Yeah, you're right, and
it was a lightly co-op game where like the second player can interact with things and everything, but it's not vital to be needed kind of thing.
Yeah, I do remember what you're talking about. I don't remember where it was shown off.
It might be the capybara
it's
one,
not
for
just
all I
me.
know, but I don't know.
Well, I was just looking through the Wholesome Games, because they do the really great thing where it has the
they do great chapter markers.
Yeah, they do really good chapter markers. And I was just looking through, and I remember that game, and I think it looks really cool. If it's not in the Xbox One that we're going to cover next here, then it's going to be in Wholesome Direct, and I just don't remember what the name is. Yeah, the problem with Wholesome Direct for me is like, I see every single trailer in there. It's like, I want to play that one. Oh, I want to play that. Yeah. Oh, I get to make dresses in a paper craft game.
The dressmaker one looks great too.
Want to make that?
It's just like, The worst part is like it's funny. It shows how old we are now. Because 10 years ago, I would have been like, "Yep, I'm playing every single thing in the Sony event. I'm playing every single thing in the Summer
darker
Games
the
Fest.
better.
I'm playing everything in the Xbox event, and I don't even know what's in that, but I'm assuming I would have played everything.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like maybe 2, maybe 3 from each event. But the Wholesome Games is just like, no, give me that.
Yep.
Come to Xbox, please. Come to.
I
Xbox.
want to make dresses.
Please come to Xbox.
I want to do this.
Please come to Xbox.
Yep.
And apparently, credit where it's due, the sponsors of the Wholesome Direct this year was Sony Entertainment and Idea Xbox. Both sponsored it. So good for them.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm a nymph. Did you watch the? Oh, go
ahead. If you're not going to buy one of our T-shirts, go buy some of the Wholesome Direct T-shirts.
Yes.
The artwork is cute and it supports an incredible cause.
Yep, 100%.
No, I did not watch this one. I didn't know that this was streaming.
Yeah, I have always really loved the Wholesome Games stuff. I think they do such a good job of, like Day of the Devs, focusing and featuring individual developers, no matter how big or small the team is, and letting the developers showcase their own games. I think that's one of the biggest strengths of the Day of the Dev stuff, is like, I'm not going to sell you on this game. Here's the developers themselves. They get to tell you about their game. And I think that's incredibly cool. God, there's so many trailers in this Xbox One.
It's hilarious as well, though, because during the Wholesome Direct one, I was totally blown away when a voice I knew popped up on the screen, which is Glasses Journal, who I didn't realize is a VTuber. Glasses Journal, the reason I know her is because she is the video editor for Ray Narvaez Jr., formerly of Achievement Hunter. She edits his videos to go onto YouTube. So, like, I know her from that, and I'm like, wait, that's the same Glasses. I know that Glasses.
Wait a minute.
I know that voice.
Yeah, so go check out both. Again, I will say this until I'm blue in the face every single time we talk about this. Go watch Day of the Devs. Go watch Wholesome Game Direct. If you don't watch any other stuff, that's fine. I really think you should watch both of those, not only to see cool, smaller games that might not get big stages and big name recognition, but also to see the developers that are making these games and get to hear their story and their game in their words, and see how proud they are to talk about the games that they're showing. And both of those showcases are consistently incredible, and for me, the highlight of a lot of these shows, like the winter stuff and the kind of summer stuff here as well. All right. The last one we have here, at least for this week, I don't know if there's going to be more stuff over the next week. There might also be stuff that's happening during the recording while we're doing it. That stuff is too fresh for us to talk about. We might talk about more stuff next week. Who knows?
As far as I'm concerned, the Xbox thing is too fresh for us to talk about, because I didn't even realize I had the time to watch it.
I thought it was going to... Usually the Xbox One happens as soon as we start recording this episode. They started it a couple hours early today, so I'm like watching it and writing notes and then like sprinting off to go take a shower afterwards. So like,
and the
it's
time
just
bounced around. At least on the stream, I was on their official stream, and it was like, oh yeah, it's going to air at 12, and then it said 12:30, and then it said 1 o'clock, and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, I don't... Very confusing. Anyways, we're going to hit the highlights here. They showed a ton of stuff. Asha came up at the beginning and did the usual blah, blah, blah. Here's Xbox. And talking about the recently revealed...
Apples now. You need to yell it now.
Oh my god, I'm so over this Xbox and capitals thing. This is stupid. But she started teasing the lack of the refocus on Xbox of console exclusives, which we'll talk about here very shortly. They started off with, unsurprisingly, Gears of War E-Day. They also had a thing, like a half-hour showcase of Gears of War E-Day after this. I did not watch that at all. That is not for me.
The showcase included the Horde mode. That's all you need to know.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Won't get me to play this, but that's a great
full-player Horde mode.
That's a great feature. This is Gears of War. The beginning of this trailer and most of it takes place in what looks like modern day stuff, which is kind of fine.
Raccoon City, no problem.
That's a little such a Raccoon City. That stuff looks okay. Dom and Marcus look very tiny without all the armor, which I think is really tickling. But it's Gears of War. I like, you know what you're. It's just like a lot of the stuff we saw on the Sony one. This is not a radically different.
Yeah, you
Gears
know what
of
you're
War.
getting into when it says Gears on the front of it.
Yeah. So like, it looks good. Like graphically, it looks really solid. I think a lot of the stuff they're doing in here.
5 looked incredible, and that was last gen.
Yeah, 5 looked really good, and a lot of the stuff they're showing here has been good. There's some improvement stuff they have here. Sliding into cover looks really satisfying. Climbing over and on top of cover, especially cover that's taller than Marcus, I think looks really cool. Jumping over, like they're in the supermarket at some point. They're hopping from one freezer to another on top of them. I think that looks really, like, a lot more mobility and verticality stuff I think looks really interesting, which could make the campaign of Gears of War really interesting. And for better or for worse, it looks like Gears of War.
I do think it's really funny that it's like a lot of places like, oh, what can we do to make these games feel fresh and more original? You know what? Let's let them jump.
Yeah, like, I know it'll do the ticket. I don't know. I am not the target market for this game. I want Gears of War 6. I don't want them going the other direction.
Give me Gears 6.
I want to know where that story's going, man.
E-Day has always been interesting to me, but again, yes, release 6 and then give me E-Day.
Yeah,
I still haven't played Judgment for that same reason, because it's like, I don't want Judgment, I want Gears of War main story right now.
To me, this lives in the same region that Wolverine does. I'm not going to check this game out. This is not for me. I'll check out Gear 6 in a heartbeat. I think that the E-Day stuff from a story perspective is really interesting, of like this mythological thing that destroyed all, like, kicked off all this stuff. I don't need to know all this,
I think it's an interesting, like, thing from a story perspective, but if you're gonna do it, like, go even further back and show the war that caused everybody to have to be genetically modified.
Right.
Like, the reason everyone looks like they look is because there was a forced pregnancy and childbirth scheme that took place to
That's what I thought they went through
soldiers.
gene therapy and all that, but it's been so long since I've played Gears of War.
Right.
Because that was the whole thing with Anya, where that was why she was part of the Cogs, because she was barren, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Probably.
So,
because they wouldn't let women serve, because if they could still bear children, they were needed there.
They had to bear children. Yes.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous.
Anya.
Like that, just like the war, the pre-Halo. That's the stuff I want. If you're not going to go forwards, go even further backwards and give me that stuff.
That's the same thing with Mass Effect. It's like, I want you guys to go back to first contact with the Turians.
Right.
Right? Yeah. Where they open fire on them because their greeting is you open all of your weapon ports, and that's your sign of that you're greeting for first contact. And that lasted a whole war there. So
yeah. I to be fair, I didn't watch the big showcase because I don't have like a half an hour to watch of Gears of War E-Day. They could probably be showing some really cool stuff over there. I think, again, for better or for worse, this looks like Gears of War. It looks, graphically, I think looks really cool. I will probably never play this because I just want Gears of War 6. That's all.
Yeah.
No, I'm a simple man. That will be out October 6th, 2026. It no longer has a PS5 release. This is now only an Xbox console release exclusive. So they went out of their way to kind of make that. Asha Sharma had this big thing on Twitter a couple weeks ago of like, oh, we're sorry that we showed PS5 logos during our trailers, blah, blah, blah. This is them kind of... they're saying it's them kind of going back to making sure they focus on Xbox as a platform first.
I hate to say this, Microsoft, it's not the games that are the problem. It's not.
Also, like...
You're doing yourself a disservice by not selling these things on other platforms.
Yeah. And also, like...
Just like Sony does.
Taking a stand for Gears of War E-Day, this was not selling on non-Microsoft platforms in the first place, so like that was probably the easiest decision to make. Like, this is a Game Pass game.
But they say that, and then later on we see that Halo is still coming out on PS5.
Yeah.
I don't know,
because they'd
Xbox
already
game.
announced.
Because they want to make the money.
No, they'd already announced a date for it.
Yeah. And they want the money. They want the Halo money on every platform possible. Like, that's... Gears of War isn't going to sell. Halo's going to sell.
It's not... I don't really... We shouldn't get into it, but it's not the game being, like... It's not the game not being on multiple platforms is the problem. It's the quality of the games have not been there for first party for Microsoft for almost a decade now.
Yeah.
Right.
You want proof of that? Forza Horizon 6 sold 6 million copies before it even touches PlayStation.
Right. Yep. I don't know. We'll see what happens with E-Day. I don't know. I don't know if there's still a hunger for Gears of War out there. Other than, like, maybe the multiplayer and the Horde stuff, I could see there still being a hunger for that, but I don't know if people are clamoring for...
If they do a stupid card system again for Horde, I'm going to be annoyed, because that was so grindy.
Yeah, that was not great.
Next game here, they focused on Fable, which, a much more serious trailer than I was really expecting. I think this is maybe the first trailer where I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, like, you got something.
You think this is the counterpoint to the comedy trailer they did last time?
100%.
Well, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I was just sitting here thinking that. It's like, didn't they release one that seemed more in line with the original Fable? Where it was more like, chicken kicker and all that stuff, and here it was like...
Chicken chaser, thank you very much.
Yeah,
that's right.
Please use his God-given name.
That's right.
Fable has been more of my wife's game than mine, so I just hear her yelling stuff when she plays it.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to change anybody's mind if they're on the fence, or sway anybody like me that's not really interested in Fable in general. But I can go into this trailer and look at it and be like, okay, you at least have something more in here than farting around in an open world causing chaos. And, like, that's all I really wanted to see originally, was what is the game other than annoying people in an open world. And I think they did a pretty good job showing it here of, like, yeah, we do have some stuff. This game does look good. There's some story stuff here that I think looks really appealing. And man, a lot of the shots in this game, in this trailer, look way better than the previous one. I think this game is stellar looking.
I mean, it also helpful that it looks like it's still got that same art style of Fable, though, where everything is, for lack of a better term, fable-ish.
Yes.
Where the whole, like, it comes from the word fables. Like, that's where the whole thing comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And that the farce goes along with the serious in those kind of stories.
Right. So I think this was a really impressive trailer based on...
Also, I learned today or yesterday, by the way, this is Playground Games are making this, if you didn't know already. Everybody listening, that is. I know you two did.
Yeah.
This is being built on the Forza Horizon engine.
That's wild.
Oh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. Okay. It looks great. Forza Horizon 6 looks
maybe
incredible.
why everything shimmers and glows a lot more.
That's right. Everything's got racing stripes on it. It's wild.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That leather really
looks so
pops
good
on
in
that
the
armor.
rain.
Yeah.
It looks so good in the rain, bro.
Put an anime waifu on your armor. That's all full circle here. I don't know.
It's that era.
That looks much better than I think it has looked in the past. It looks a lot more promising than I think a lot of the other stuff has looked. So, and that's cool. Coming out, wouldn't you know it, February 23rd, 2027. Yeah. Next thing here, Halo Campaign Evolved. This is the full remake of the original Halo. Hey, Moon, you just mentioned, hey, wouldn't it be really interesting if we went back in time in Halo? How about we did that in Halo Campaign Evolved? We go a year before
the 3 new missions.
the beginning of the game for 3 new missions.
Okay.
That's
okay. So that's probably going to be, at least one of them is probably infiltrating the asteroid field and taking out the leader of the rebels in a stealth mission, would be my guess.
There's some stealth mission stuff looking in there.
Not that I know my Halo lore at all.
Right.
Yeah.
You better come
We don't know
correct.
anything about the Thursday War. You know, whatever.
Yeah. I, if you've listened to this show for more than one episode, you know I don't like the Halo games. This game looks graphically astounding. It is.
I mean, it should have gone to Unreal when the Xbox One came out.
100%.
They should have switched to Unreal at that point.
Yep.
Because that engine was the hyperdrive engine or whatever it was called. It was too unwieldy at the best of times.
Yep.
And seeing it switch to Unreal like this, it's just like, oh, okay.
It's got the sauce.
You're cooking.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie though, Johnson looks a little weird.
Yeah, I mean,
because he looks realistic. Because he's got more than 4 pixels on his face.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be some of that as they move to Unreal Engine. Of like, I think things are going to look a little bit different. Probably get sort of refined as they get closer to release. But one of the things that I think has been impressive about these first 3 games in here is these games look really good. And it's not just like with an asterisk or with couching or anything. It's just really good looking games. And I'm happy that Xbox is showing stuff that just looks really good.
Yeah. I mean, the game actually looks like it's a little bit faster at this point too.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot more chaos happening.
Yep.
Like, I think that's fine as long as they can keep the same thing which made Halo incredible, which is that like every combat encounter you get into is a sandbox, and you have to figure out how you want to handle it. As long as they can do that, and keep it and make it unreal, like go for it.
Yeah.
But is this the loop that we're at with Halo now, where it's like, oh hey,
Dude,
we released a brand new Halo and everyone hates it, so let's re-release the first Halo again?
Yes. Let me just point to Resident Evil from the start of the SGF.
That's right. That's coming out July 28th, 2026, which is way sooner than I thought. So.
Oh no, dude, that's this year.
That's right around the corner, man. That's next month.
No, I've got a goal for this year, bro. I can't.
Well, in 6 weeks, you better.
1,000 achievements right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Legendary mode. That's all you gotta do.
Have you seen the Halo achievements? Have you heard
Yes,
of
I have.
Lasso mode?
Yes, I have.
That's right.
You better pray there's not a multiplayer achievement set in there.
That's
There
right.
is. This is the reason I haven't got all the gamerscore in the Gears games too, because they
Oh my
always
God,
put like that stupid unbelievable achievement in there or whatever it's called.
I was say, what are they on now? Version 5 or whatever.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to our next one. Shockingly coming out soonish. Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy. Not a Plague Tale game I was expecting watching this trailer until they announced at the end of it. Also coming out August 27th. So this is another one that's just ready to come out, man. These things are coming out soon. I think this game looks pretty cool. Very much like
always looked incredible.
This one's like kind of like an Assassin's Creed combat system sort of thing. Again, graphically looks really cool. A little bit less brown than a lot of the other games, which I greatly appreciate. But I don't know the first thing about the Plague Tale games, but
they're really good, like cool. horror games, dude. Like they're genuinely terrifying.
Yeah. So that's sorry, I got the title wrong. Resonance: A Plague Legacy. Sorry. Although it says Plague Tale Legacy.
You got it wrong then too.
Anyways, it's got some titles here. Resonance. It's coming out in August. That looks pretty good. That's cool.
Next
up here, Persona 4 Revival. Shockingly,
clean up on aisle Boston.
Bro, I don't know if I can play Persona 4 for the fourth time.
No.
I don't have time left on God's green earth to play Persona 4 again.
And you will.
This looks really good. New voice acting. I think it looks graphically really solid. Looks like there's new cutscenes. And it's Persona 4. Persona 4 is really great. Hopefully less...
I mean, it's no P3P.
No, sadly. Hopefully less homophobic than the original release. That would be really great. Persona 4 has
it
some.
looks like it has the golden stuff in it as well.
It does.
It's got Mary in it.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Marie's in there. Some of the other
Marie,
golden stuff is in there. It's wouldn't you know it, coming out February 18th, 2027. That's way sooner than I thought, especially because last time we saw it was like literally 7 frames of in-game stuff. So for them to say, yeah, it's coming out in like 8 months, that's pretty great. You should go play Persona 4 and 3 and 5 and 2. 1 is fun.
And 6 whenever that comes out.
Yeah, we'll get there in a minute. It showed State of Decay 3 actually for real this time with gameplay and everything. You might be asking me...
Okay, before this trailer starts,
yeah,
how interested are you, Boston?
I need to know a lot more about the actual gameplay of it, because I thought 2 seemed really cool. I don't remember what it is, but I think there was something weird about the loop of the game that was kind of like, oh, I don't know if that'll work for me. I don't remember what it...
Yeah, it had a New Game Plus, where basically once you cleared out the map, you could New Game Plus your survivors and take them to a different map, which was randomly generated, and it would basically increase the difficulty on the new map to get started with.
Right.
Yeah, I remember the hordes in the second one being a huge pain too.
Yeah, there was something about it where I'm like, oh man, I don't know if that's gonna... I don't remember. Anyways, I think State of Decay 3 looks really cool. There's a lot more gameplay in here than I was expecting. A lot of like fighting zombies, kind of... some of it's, you know, artfully done, but it's still some gameplay stuff in here. No firm release date yet, just saying it's in 2027, but it's more than like a CG trailer, so I'll take it. Excited to see this come out and get people to get hands on it and see how it actually turns out. It's coming out sometime next year. Next up here is Metro 2039, coming out February 2027. If you have seen or played any Metro stuff, you already know what this looks like. You know the vibe. Looks exactly the same as the other ones. Graphically looks really strong.
Are you going to be in on this after playing Metro for the game club?
No, because I didn't really like that game. I think it's a
AKA still a chicken.
It's just like a gameplay style that I just don't necessarily click with. I respect it. I think these games are...
some V for Vendetta vibes in this trailer that I'm seeing here.
Yeah. I think these games
talk a lot about
are really cool, and I respect them a lot. I just don't think they're really for me. But I think it's cool. That's coming out February 2027. I could have just assumed. I had to double check here.
You actually checked your show notes for it.
Yeah. Next up, Bad Magpie, coming out in 2027. A very bright-looking, very weird-looking game where you play as a flightless magpie.
Yes, Moon, it is what just happened.
Yeah, kind of causing chaos.
Yeah, it's a Goose Game, but you're a magpie. The thing that got me was the Ren and Stimpy frames of the flowers.
What really got me is the magpie on the ground following the shadows of the birds above it, and then not being able to fly and crying sadly. And I was like, oh, well, buddy.
That's when I noticed it's got a tiny little Band-Aid on its wing.
That's right. That's right. So I think this looks really cool. I think it looks like if you're looking for something of this kind of like farting around in a place causing chaos, but it's even weirder than something like Untitled Goose Game, I think this looks pretty great. So that's coming out in 2027. Next up, we have Wolong 2 Wings of Ember, also coming out early 2027. I just want to mention this because I'm surprised that there's another one of these coming out, and I like when Koei Tecmo announces games, even though basically nothing they announce is for me, even though it's a Team Ninja game. But
I had brought that up. It's like I like that we're getting more Chinese lore in video games, but they're all Souls games.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah, bro.
and they
Which
make great
I don't have
ones.
an issue with Soul. Yeah, they all seem to be really good, but it's like, can I just make me a RPG, just a normal RPG?
Can I get a normal hack and slash or something? Like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
There's a game for you called Okami HD.
Oh man,
yeah, I have
the
that.
dream. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming out early 2027. Next game here called Join Us. That's the title. This is you're starting a cult game.
Yeah.
Very much not what I was.
This looks funny in a Far Cry way.
Yeah, very much like if you liked the cult starting thing of a Far Cry, and you just wanted to do that with more chaos involved. This is like starting a cult simulator 2026.
I'm not gonna lie, this is giving Watchdog Legions vibes.
Yes.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
where literally you hire everybody.
Yeah.
I was also thinking, it's like, oh, so this is their take on what if we did Cult of the Lamb but with people?
Right. Exactly. It looks fairly wild. I don't know how I feel about it based on the very short trailer
It's
here.
single player and 4-player co-op. Is this Franslop?
I mean, it could be a friend game. I think it's more.
Any cult can be friend slop.
I think, to me, like a friend game is more of like short sessions. This seems like it's kind of a longer term thing, but I don't know. Coming March 2027, not February. Lucky.
Yeah.
Next game here, Senua, is the brand new Senua game coming out here, which looks horrifying. Not that it looks bad. It just, all of these games are just punching you in the heart for
The
hours.
turnaround time was quite impressive considering it took them 15 years to make the last one.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think I'm most surprised by, of just like, yeah, we're coming out with another one. It's coming out next year. We're ready to go. It's like, wow, okay. Watching this trailer, I was like, I don't think this is another Senua game. That's too soon. Nope. Ready to go. Another one of those things. Not a whole lot of info in this one, kind of as to be expected, because I think these games are best left discovered while you're playing them, but it looks pretty similar to the other stuff here. So it's coming out sometime next year. Next up here, we do have Doom: The Dark Ages Revelations, which largely features the Doomslayer throwing around a spear this time for DLC for the Dark Ages.
I mean, with a name like Revelations, it can only be one spear, right?
I think so. Yeah.
The Spear of Destiny.
That's right.
There we go.
That's right. I played Wolf 3D. I think this looks...
I did not, but I just know the lore behind all of the dumb stuff because I'm weird like that.
I think this looks really cool. I think a lot of the movement stuff in this trailer looks really great, especially with having the shield and having the kind of vertical movement, having the weapons and having the spear. I think a lot of that stuff looks really, really, really interesting. Surprisingly very story-focused trailer here. Looks like they're wrapping up a lot of the stuff from Dark Ages. There's also some...
I wish I could tell you some of the things that happened in Dark Ages.
I might have an idea, because there's some flashes at the end of this trailer of just, hey, there's some modern day stuff with someone standing outside of a hospital, and I'm like, okay, cool. We're sure. We're
That's not in Dark Ages.
Okay, well, there's some flashes at the end of like, yeah, man, here's just like a modern day hospital. It's like, okay, let's just.
They did a 3D Castlevania.
That's right. That's right. So that's coming out July 7th, 2026. So that's right around the corner. Hopefully that does well.
I'm so glad I don't do DLC.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where that's going to go, but we'll see how that turns out. Next up, you know it because they played the song Crazy Taxi World Tour Yeah.
I'm gonna watch this entire showcase just to get to this point. By the way,
It's so good because the trailer starts out with no music, and then the first thing that comes out is the opening lines of that Offspring song, and then it's just a Crazy Taxi game that they're coming out.
Yeah.
So, and everything
I
they're
love
showing is
Crazy
like
Taxi.
it's just a really good looking Crazy Taxi game, man. That's all you want. So we're just doing it. It's like, okay,
I hope they can get a lot of the original soundtrack that they had.
yeah,
I mean,
That-
they got the song that matters, right? They got the
Right.
one that matters.
They did, but that's the thing. It's like I kind of would just want it to be just like, oh yeah, this is what high school was
the
like.
the entire soundtrack is just one song, bro.
mm-hmm. I don't remember any of the
You
other
know.
songs on that soundtrack, so you're right.
I don't either.
Yeah. So that's coming out 2027. So keep an eye on that in
February,
Sega's
probably.
yeah, probably Sega's Revival series. That's one of their titles here. Next up, Minecraft Dungeons. I think we knew that this was coming out already. They had kind of announced they're working on it.
Yeah.
And didn't really have a lot of gameplay from what they showed off originally. Not like it needs it, because it's just going to be more dungeons. This is coming out September 29th, 2026. They showed off a little bit of gameplay. It's just more dungeons. It's just...
Minecraft Dungeons is a surprisingly good game.
It really is. And I think this looks really cool because they're just making more of it. I was like, yeah, okay. Just that's all you need to do is just make another one of those. That's great.
It's Diablo 2. I mean, Dungeons 2.
That's right. That's coming out on September 26th, 2026. So that's also right around the corner. One of the most surprising games of this entire showcase, and I would probably say of any of the showcases here, is a game called Magicians: The Devil's Deal. If
This one looks
you
really cool.
took Ghostwire Tokyo, but instead of casting magic, you casted magic, by that I mean sleight of hand, in like a first-person magic slinging shooter with a very cool art style, I think you'd have Magicians: The Devil's Deal.
I mean, some devs watched Now You See Me.
Yeah.
Too many times.
But more like,
The Prestige.
yeah, more
You
like the
should watch the
Prestige
trailer, man.
era of.
Oh,
of
trust me, I'll be watching the trailer like tonight.
yeah, I think the style of this looks really cool. I think the idea of this looks really interesting. It's one of those games where I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that. I don't think I knew that I needed like a magician sort of game in my life, but yeah, okay. That seems pretty neat. So, that's Magicians: The Devil's Deal. That's coming out sometime in 2027. So this...
I mean, I'm also good with wizard games that are not the wizard game, so great.
That's right. Yeah, as rumors swirl about a second wizard game, which you should not spend your
Yep.
money on.
Also, I love the fact that he's using an actual like magician's magic
that
wand.
was
like,
It's
the
so
black
good.
one with the
Everyone was
little
on
white
about.
tips.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I think that looks really cool. Magician's Devil's Deal coming out next year. Next game is called Valor Mortis. It's a game where you play as Napoleon, and it's like Napoleon first-person shooter thing. Man, I don't know what video games are anymore.
Is it like playing Oddjob from GoldenEye? Because if it's not like playing Oddjob from
Ba-da-ba,
GoldenEye, then
ba-da-ba.
it's not a good game.
Yeah,
If they couldn't make Wolverine accurate,
that's right.
why do you think they would make Napoleon accurate?
And
That's
also, how is he gonna dual wield?
This game, originally I thought like, oh, okay, they're making another, my God, what
It
was
looks
that?
like the puppet game.
Liza P.
Yeah, Liza P. I was like, oh, they're making
Yeah.
another Liza P, but it's like a little bit different this time. That's interesting. And they're like, nope, this guy's playing Napoleon. I was like, I don't know what video games are anymore, man. It looks fine. It's just, what are we doing here?
It's Bioshock Napoleon. is what it
Yeah,
looks
like, it's wild, man.
he's dual wielding. Why is he dual wielding?
I don't know. I got a lot of questions about this game overall. Comes out September 24th, 2026. Next up, I forgot how cool this game looked when they showed it originally, Castlevania Belmont's Curse. This game looks outstanding. It's a 2D...
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, 2D side-scrolling Castlevania. It, gasp, stars a lady. How dare they?
That was literally...
sarcasm.
You took the words right out of my mouth, bro.
That's right. I think the thing that's really interesting in here is it looks like a fairly standard 2D Metroidvania here. I like how much like whip mobility stuff they have in here. I think that looks really cool, of just moving around the environment with the whip and using it as like a grappling hook sort of deal. I think that looks really cool.
Well, there was like a weird dodge where everything got super chaotic, and that one right there where she just goes into a painting for like a brief moment to avoid an attack, and it's like,
So
what is
cool.
going on? Yeah.
So cool. And as part of this announcement, they said it's coming out October 15th, 2026. So I'm very excited to check that out. I think that looks incredibly cool.
Too many Metroidvanias.
Never. Next up, another one of my games of the show here, a genuinely surprising game here, Vivarium. How do I explain this? Someone has hand-drawn a game that looks exactly like a 90s anime on VHS that would have come from Studio Ghibli and some other influences. Like, down to a T.
It's
Even
amazing.
some of the like subtitles look like fan subtitles you would get on a VHS. Like, this looks
the
looks
movement,
incredible.
some of the roughness,
Yep.
where it's like that is just
Like,
pure
the
90s.
missing frames.
Yep.
Yeah.
It looks so good, and it looks like it's kind of a like town living life sim garden sort of thing, but like, God, they nailed this look entirely. Like, I have seen these characters in a lot of anime, in some of my animes, and I'm genuinely blown away by this. It reminds me a lot of the Threads of Time, where it's just like, dang, okay, like you're going all the way for this style, and you're really narrowing it. So that's Vivarium, coming in 2027. If you haven't seen the trailer for that, you really need to go see that. That's incredible. A trailer so short it will be done by the time I'm done with this sentence. Atlas showed off a brand new teaser. Is too generous for it for Persona 6.
Yeah. This is nothing.
Yeah.
Is it a title card, or is it
Nope.
like the Alien Isolation reveal?
Barely
Less than
even
that.
a title card.
Yeah.
I
Persona
don't even
6
know why they bothered,
It's
literally.
DC Comics Persona 6. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
That's the Suicide Squad Persona 6.
That's right. Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like we know that they're working on a Persona 6.
Sure.
It's not a big secret. So
No.
it's like, you guys just wait until you
okay,
have something.
Okay, but Boston did just say a short while ago that he was shocked about the turnaround time on Persona 4 Remade.
Sure.
So expect to see this in 6 months with a release date, I guess.
No, if
Yeah,
it's
so in 6 months, show something. You don't need to release anything today.
I mean, if it's anything like Persona 5, they'll put out a trailer that says, hey, it's coming out on PS3 in, what was it, 2013, I think? And it didn't come out for years after that. So,
And then,
like,
even when it does release, you don't buy the original copy. You wait 3 more
That's
years
right.
to get the Royal Edition,
wait for the
which has
Fez-
everything in it.
the Fest
Yeah.
edition. Yeah. This is like the most nothing thing of, like, you did not need to announce this. You just showed a game that's actually coming out like an hour ago. Like you said, we have known they're working on Persona 6 for a while. Obviously, that's like being surprised they're working on Shin Megami Tensei 6. Yeah, obviously you are. Like, hey, guess what? Square's working on Final Fantasy 17. Wouldn't you know it? What a shock. Like, come on, man. That's whatever. Doesn't matter.
And then followed by an actual shock, apparently. In the
Yeah.
next one.
Spyro, A Realm Beyond, they're coming out with a brand new Spyro game, which looks really good. I really like.
I can't remember who I saw say something about this on Blue Sky, because the only reason I knew this exists is because Blue Sky mentioned it. Someone was like, "Oh, he's got that hair coiffed up. He's got the eyebrows taken care of. He's got all buff shoulders."
That's right.
A furry definitely designed this game.
That's right. That's right. He's looking good. I think this is wild. We talked about being surprised.
I love the Spyro games.
I do too, and like we talked about being surprised by the remake of
Veronica.
No, earlier than that, the Ubisoft Rayman. That was shocking. This is even more shocking. Of like, yeah, man, we got a brand new Spyro game. It's not a remake.
Even a remake. It's a new game.
Yeah, that's.
Look, they even put his hair in the logo.
know.
That fairy definitely made this game.
It's really good. So that has a tentative release date of spring 2027. There doesn't seem to be really any info about, like, is it a level-based, hub-and-spoke thing, open world? No idea. It just looks super cool.
Will my Skylanders work with it?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
They better. And
Just
the
like
last...
my Legos don't work with my Lego Dimensions.
That's right.
Yep.
And the last thing they showed before they got to, like, Call of Duty DMZ, which we're not going to talk about in the Gears of War E Day.
Oh yeah, and they're making a Call of Duty movie.
Yeah, like they dropped like, oh, also coming out is the Call of Duty movie, and I'm like, okay, never mind. Clockwork Revolution, In Exile's game that I keep forgetting the name of, and as soon as we're done with this, I will forget the name of it again. That's that time travel, kind of like steampunk heist-looking game. They show off a trailer that is like the most Marvel-fied thing that I have seen in a while, which is a bummer, because I think this game looks pretty cool, but like the quippiness that just happened and nature of a lot of this did not land with me. The song that lady sings at the back half of this trailer is definitely sticking with me, and I can't repeat any of it on this show, but it's very catchy.
I mean, it's also the Wasteland devs, though. Like, they have history with that, like, slight, the snarky Fallout kind of vibes.
And I have
especially with this character introduction here, where it's like you can't even say her full introduction. So.
That's right. I have a lot of faith in Exile. I think a lot of the stuff that they're going for that isn't the writing of the stuff seems really interesting. Like the heist stuff they're going for is cool. A lot of the time travel stuff they've shown in previous trailers has looked really cool, especially like time traveling through the environment in a gunfight. I just also think every time they show this, the trailer is like 2 minutes longer than it needs to be. Like I don't need to see that much Clockwork Revolution at a moment when we still don't have a release date other than 2027. Also, they came out here to say it's an Xbox console exclusive, but that doesn't matter. So, like, a lot of it looks cool. A lot of it looks super annoying. And I'm still very curious to see whatever this thing is going to be at the end of the day. Because I maybe still feel like I don't 100% know? Question mark?
I'd be curious if this is the game that gets you to get your 1 month of Game Pass next year.
Well, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I think some of it looks pretty neat, but in like from a style perspective, I think it looks really cool. It definitely looks like some of the stuff that In Exile is strong for, and I'm sure it'll have, great decisions and great, they showed some stuff of, using your stats to get different stuff to happen in interactions and dealing with stuff in the environment. Like, some of that stuff looks great, but as much as they have shown this game to us, I still feel like I'm kind of on the fence of it, of like, I maybe need like an actual gameplay demo of this to show what this really is from like an entire area.
I mean, I'll be honest, like the vibes I'm getting from it is a first-person Wasteland, which makes me think it's a first-person Fallout, which is fine by me.
Yeah, You could do a lot worse than like another sort of first-person Fallout sort of thing, but In Exile is making it. So I think it looks fine. Ironically, we need to see more of it, and we kind of need to see less of it at the same time, as confusing as that really is. Like, I think they need to cut better trailers for this to show it a little bit better. So, I don't know. But that's that showcase. They then showed Call of Duty DMZ, which I know virtually nothing about, and then they spent like half an hour showing Gears of War E-Day, which I didn't watch. So how do we feel about all of the press conferences? Moon, why don't we start with you here? What's your kind of overall vibe about not E3 this year?
I mean, it seems like they're putting out a lot of really solid games. I can't remember who, it might have been a Polygon or a Verge article or something like that, but one thing that somebody smarter than me noticed, was not a lot of games as a service game in these press conferences.
That's a good point. That's true.
Not a lot of multiplayer only games in this in these conferences.
That's true. A lot of single player stuff or like cooperative stuff. Interesting. That's true.
So it makes me think that maybe #gaming is healing kind of moment where, but it's like I said, like the thing that I walked away from this with the most is most of these are games that I would at least be interested in playing, because none of them are games as a service, which is something I really struggle with keeping on top of.
Right. Or multiplayer only season games,
which I don't play, generally speaking.
Right.
So like it's one of those things where it's like, so many of these appeal to me. And yeah, there's a lot of first-person shooters in the Microsoft section, and there's a lot of third-person character action games in the Sony section, and I'm probably not going to get to play most of those.
There's a lot of farming sims in the Wholesome Direct.
In the Wholesome one. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of par for the course, but also a good par for the course, because it's not, I mean, we didn't talk about it, but yes, Sony had Marathon up there as well.
Right.
But like, you didn't see the next 15 last minute, what have we got for your last thing, and it's a solo multiplayer game, or it's a solo games as a service game. There is no high guard to talk about in this reveal.
No one's copying Overwatch this year.
Yes,
that's a good point. Yeah.
I think someone did a showcase bingo for all of the shows, and they're giving it for free. Center Square was a 5v5 multiplayer shooter.
You know what? I don't think we saw any of those this year.
Oops.
That's
not a free square.
That's great. As much as I like
for me,
those sometimes, that's great.
Yeah, for me, that is a huge increase of like interest from me.
Yep.
Because that's what I'm in for. I like my co-op games, and my PvE co-op games, and I like my single player games. So like, yeah, give me more of it. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing if Fable is co-op like it used to be, where it's just broken if there's two of you.
I don't know if they've shown any of that off. That's a good question.
They haven't shown any co-op
a whole lot
yet,
of anything, really.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right, Nimp, how did you feel about not E3 2026?
I am really happy about a lot of games getting sequels.
Yes.
And that's about where I'm at, because you pretty much hit everything on, like, we get a lot of single players, which I was always in the camp of single player games are not dead. It's just you guys don't want to make them, and you don't want to put the time and effort into it. And now look, that's all we have this time around.
Yep.
There's not, like, there are obviously things in here that I am not interested in, but I'm not sitting here thinking like any of these are like, oh yeah, that's a bad game, that's not going to go anywhere. Like, these all seem like, if they can get away from each other, you know, not in September or February, I feel like all of these games could stand on their own and do really well for themselves.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to, I really hope we get announcements about them spreading out, because this is going to kill a lot of games if they all release in September and February.
Yeah.
So But other than that, it was a really good showing. There's a lot of stuff I'm interested in. I'm hearing a lot of things, even talking with my son. There's like things that he's super interested in that I'm like, okay, yeah, you go have fun with that.
Yeah.
That's not for me. So.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of these for me were fine. I'm definitely with you. I didn't see any game in there that like you look at and you're like, that's dead in the water, or like that just seems like a bad idea. Other than putting Tupac in Stranger Than Heaven, that's just weird. But like a lot of it is like there's some games there that I came in looking forward to seeing, like Gears of War E-Day and Wolverine, and coming out saying, I'm not going to check those out. And that's okay. Like, I think that's how I want these trailers to showcase the game of, I should be able to make a decision on a lot of these trailers, especially these lengthier trailers of like, does that look like a game for me? Yes or no? And you should be able to answer that question, I think. Again, Day of the Devs and Wholesome Games, I think, are some of my highlights of just, I will say it again, letting developers showcase their own games and showcase their talents and passions and tell their own story. I am super happy to see a lot of small and weird games being showcased on there. I am a little bit disappointed in the lack of small and weird games, not so much from Xbox and Sony, because they often don't show the kind of smaller, weird, or indie games in these kind of larger marquee showcases. I am a little bit bummed that the Keeleys didn't do that this year, because at least in the summer one, that might happen in the winter one. But on that show, there is, I'm trying not to say he shows, they typically show, at least in a block in the middle, here's some really weird games you've never seen, or just some very strange titles that small studios are making to put them on a bigger stage. And there wasn't really that this year. So it's kind of this weird, like, balancing of, like, Sony and Microsoft were fine, but like we've been saying, it's status quo. They're showing the stuff you expect in the genres you expect with the games you expect, and they're kind of doing what they usually do. I get it. That's like the safest thing. But at the same time, Wholesome Direct has a lot of blue sky farming games. I kind of expect that as well. That's not inherently bad. It's just you kind of know what you're getting into with all of these, and I don't think they're kind of stratified at this point, but they're really settling into expectations. And hopefully when we get stuff at the end of the year, we can get some stuff that maybe is a little bit more out of left field, or a little bit more weird, or a little bit more indie, maybe looking for stuff that's going to release at the end of 2027. Because I think, like we've been saying, everybody is just getting away from GTA 6 right now. They do not care where it's going to land as long as it doesn't land in November. And the further you can get away from that, the better. And I get it, but like we said, they get pushed onto both sides, and that's September and February. And
yeah,
that's concerning for a lot of games.
Your cozy farm game isn't going to take up any market share from
exactly.
GTA 6 coming out.
So. Yeah, like you'll be fine. But I think a lot of these showcases were fine, and a lot of games that were there are cool. Saw some games we haven't seen in a while. I think, Nimp, like you were saying, we got a lot of surprise sequels, and a lot of surprise sequels that are coming out very soon. Like Senua, like a lot of Minecraft Dungeons 2. Like, we're seeing a lot of stuff that's like, hey, we're announcing it, and it's coming out in like 2 months or 3 months. And I think that's really cool, and we typically don't get that in these. It's usually like, come in next year, or coming soon. So I appreciate a little bit better balance on that. Anyways, let's wrap this up, because of course we are over 3 hours for this. Why wouldn't we be for a not E3 episode? TVGP.tv, everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page there. That's where you can get all of us. You can just buy any of us. Just take us home in a 3-pack. Don't forget our Patreon page, patreon.com/e1m1 or e1m1.cash.
Those ones are the numbers.
$5 tier is the recommended one that gives you anything above and beyond that is greatly appreciated. I feel like all of our voices are about to give out, so let's get going. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Boy.
Bye.
Okay. The title for this episode is not E3 2026. Do you guys want to do your part of the title, or do you have anything?
No.
No.
Okay. We'll just cut it there. All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening and watching. We greatly appreciate it. We're all going to go rest. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.